Hi, Mark here from the Tangibound Podcast Network and host of the flagship show, the Tangibound Podcast. Did you know that we over at Tangibound are always looking for amazing podcasts to promote? And did you also know that we are also proud nerds and geeks of everything from movies, music, gaming, TV shows, and comic books to wrestling, MMA, soccer, and football? Whatever you can nerd or geek out about, we've got it. And if you're interested, we can help you find it. And if you're a show looking for a place to call home, we've got you covered. Side effects may include upset stomach, dizziness, tumors, shakes, and in some rare cases, death from excessive laughter. Though to be fair, it's only sometimes. Other side effects may include diarrhea, gallstones, heart palpitations, and strong desire for cookies on the dark side. Talk to your doctor and visit TangiboundNetwork.com and see if Tangibound Network is right for you.
This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Welcome to the podcast from Temperance Town, the sexiest podcast of world renowned. Tony grows a beard to hide his chin, swaps it with Earl so it glistens.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
Download the pod, you won't get enough of these dapper chaps talking deadly fluff. In Hobo Gulch they run a homeless mission, clanging and banging with the pentagram of kittens.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
They enjoy their whiskey and local craft beer. By Odin's unkempt pubis we give a cheer. Tony's a raccoon when he's booziest. Don't be a savage, be an enthusiast.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
On the frozen tundra they call it a lock. Tony likes to masturbate in a sock. Brian pisses rocks cause it feels so great. I still don't know who the fuck is Tate.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
The boys will let you know when there's a Spurler. Due to male pattern baldness, they don't wear curlers. Stay salty, people, that's their closing line. And don't forget, have a beer, you'll be fine.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty language.
Hey enthusiasts, what's going on? This is Salty Language, episode 322.
The sexiest podcast on the network.
You are correct, sir. For those who don't know, I am Brian.
Hey, I'm Tony.
Yeah, I actually, someone in one of the Twitter rooms I'm in had to listen to our show, and he was like, which is which? And I was like, because he's like, you guys didn't introduce yourself. I was like, oh, yeah, we kind of, we do it on what?
Sometimes we just go right into it.
Yeah,
like
one
that.
in every 20 shows we introduce ourselves.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The easiest way for me to tell somebody would just be like, I do the intro, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, you know, from there on, you know that's me. Although, you know, we could mix that up at any time, too. So,
Oh, definitely.
yeah. Like next week, you'll...
Just feel like, oh, I'm the guy that does all the racist accents. Like, what?
Like, yeah, Tony said to say that. Good shit. So, yeah, if you're new to the show, thanks for listening. If you've been around forever, also thanks for listening. You know, if you're
not
new,
listening, fuck you.
yeah, if you're new, you got quite a task on your hands to go catch up. So,
Yeah, definitely.
cause just like in like comic books, you can't just jump in. You have to go all the way back, read everyone ever done.
Yeah, because there's a good chance we'll make some dumb reference tonight to a show from like 2 years ago.
Very much so. Yeah. Well, it was just a few weeks ago we made a Turkish taffy balls reference, and I mean, geez, that's like our first episode.
Forever. Yeah.
Or second, I don't know, it's sort of the beginning. It's one of the first, 5 or something like that, I think.
Exactly. Like, if it was in a volume of books, it'd be the one with the tattered, leather cover. That, probably has spells and shit in it, too.
Shh, don't give away all the Easter eggs.
Just saying.
Yeah. There is a lot built into old episodes, though, that does carry forward, but, that's all right.
It's like a goddamn layer cake up in this biatch.
The movie?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought you meant.
Definitely.
Makes sense.
Speaking of layer cake, every month at my work, they get the break room cake that everyone just jacks off about,
No, is it celebrating all birthdays for the month or something like that? Or?
Yeah,
okay.
all birthdays and all anniversaries of service or whatever.
Okay,
but I just happened to see the cake in the garbage can, which made me laugh.
No, was it on a doily?
I wish, if only. No, weird, the whole cake was gone. It was just the empty box that it came in.
I thought that we were about to hear a George Costanza story here.
Oh.
It's still good! Cake. Yeah.
No, what just got me is the cake was a giant Costco sheet cake, and it was as advertised on the label. Chocolate sheet cake with 2 pounds of chocolate mousse.
What? Oh my god.
Yeah. So, obviously there was probably 3 inches of mousse layered in between it or something.
Wow. Did they have ice cream too or just the cake?
I don't know. I never participated.
Jeez, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Whew. All right then.
I know, right?
It was for my birthday, my mom got me a red velvet cake, and it had a ton of icing on it, or frosting, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It had so much on it. Right. The first piece I had, I was like, oh my god, this is so much. So, I started shaving it down because it was just too much,
So that's my problem with, my members of my family, immediate and otherwise, love this little bakery called Cake in a Cup, and obviously they do cupcakes, you know?
Yeah.
And they're okay. But my problem is, it's you get this cupcake, it's your normal cupcake-sized cupcake, and then it's just this ridiculous amount of frosting on there.
Yeah, you know what?
And it's it's not even enjoyable, man.
That's the gimmick with those cupcakes, though, and I'm the same way. It's I don't want that much. And I know you can just, whatever, throw it off of there, but it's, I mean, I guess if you eat it the way, where you take the top off and flip it upside down or whatever, it kind of probably helps.
Yeah, you sandwich it or something.
Yeah, it probably helps, but the cake shouldn't be dry, so you really shouldn't need the other,
Yeah.
Now, it's different if maybe it's a savory cupcake and then a sweet frosting or vice versa, to where you, kind of doing it for a balance sake, but yeah, that's...
Yeah, it's a little much for me.
Yeah, me too.
Then you're trying to guide this pile of frosting in your face like you're blowing it or something. It's horrible.
You're not?
I always go down on my cupcakes.
Yeah.
Brian.
Yeah.
I have a delicious treat I'm going to be enjoying on the program today.
Okay.
If I can get my little rascally bottle opener in here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. I got myself, Brian, a little 4-pack of DKML.
Oh, well, fancy.
Yeah.
Nice.
I know, right? For those who not in the know, the DKML stands for Dick Kicker Malt Liquor from Founders, and it's a bourbon barrel-aged malt liquor that I'm going to partake in. Coming in at a cool 14%.
Oh, fucking A.
I know,
Jesus
right?
Christ. As if that Doom wasn't enough.
Its label's terrific. It says, kicks you where you most expect it. And there's a little guy that looks like he got kicked square in the nuts. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
All right. Man.
Wow.
That is look at it. That's like golden. Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like someone who needs to drink more water just filled that cup for you.
Basically. Ooh, that's actually delicious. Very boozy.
Well, at 14%, I would kind of assume so. Although, you know, we've had some up near that aren't super boozy, you know. Those are the dangerous ones.
It's like oddly sweet, too. It's good. All right, that's my little beer review. As I'm be one and done. I've been drinking too much beer the past couple days.
I don't know what you're talking about. That
Shit's
exists?
catching up to me, man.
Nah, you're fine.
Oh, man.
You should have some
I don't know.
Have 3 or 4 of them. Come on. God, I can't imagine drinking a 4-pack of those.
No, it's like one done of this guy.
What
right,
a
you know?
shit show that would be. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Shit show.
Well, it also doesn't help. I haven't been drinking as much over the last few months, you know, because I've been on new medicines and stuff, and, you know, alcohol a lot of times makes them not work right. So, you know, I've been kind of hanging off of them. Like, even when we go for trivia, you notice I usually I've been having like a drink, you know.
It's probably the wise thing to do anyway.
Right. Except for, what was it, last week, or, well, the last time we went, when I was like, double bourbons, okay. And
I'm going to have all the bourbons tonight.
I only had 3. It's not that bad. It actually wasn't.
I guess
I
that's
really
true.
wasn't even buzzing by the time I was done with those. I figured that I'd get a bit of a buzz, but then I remembered that I ate that gigantic sandwich.
Sandwich?
Yeah. That club sandwich. Ugh.
The club sandwich is ridiculous,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's so good.
I know. That's why I keep going back to it, but every time I'm like, I have no business eating this. What I need to do is order it, ask for a box, put half of it right into the box, and not eat that.
Right? And then eat the other half sandwich, and then get the box and finish the sandwich.
Exactly. And the styrofoam, yeah. Just eat it right in the container. Yeah. So, yeah, anyway, so,
I mean,
you know,
for those of you not in the know, where we go to trivia, the club sandwich, it's got to be, it's got to be a pound of meat altogether on there. There's so much ham, turkey, and bacon.
and chicken, I think, too, isn't there?
Maybe, I don't know. It's like they basically clear out the deli counter and just get a couple slices of bread, put all the meats on it.
That seems accurate. Yeah, it's a mountain of a sandwich to eat, but it's so good.
Should call it meat mountain.
Yeah, they should. Yeah, that's yeah. I really probably should quit eating those. Like, I should probably get like the salad instead. You know, because salad's got quite
ridiculous
a bit.
Too.
Yeah, it's got quite a bit of meat on it, but it's also got, you know, the other stuff that's better for me than the bread and the
like vegetables
sandwich and stuff. Yeah, but I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, I was saying, you know, so like, you know, last weekend when, you know, we were up at your house, and, you know, I started with a couple of them dirty bastards at 8.5, you know, and then we had that Doom that was what was that, 10 or 12?
12.
Okay. You know, after that, I was like, yeah, after drinking that Doom, I was like, I need to stop, because if I keep drinking, this is going to be a shit show fast. You know,
right?
Because it was just high octane, kind of, you know, or, you know, mid to high octane and then high octane. I was like, whoo, this is going to be a mess.
You were having all the Founders last weekend.
Yeah, actually, it was. I mean, that's pretty typical. I do drink. I probably drink more Founders than anything. So.
Speaking of that, I was, you know, well, I'll get to why I was out there, but I was out at a bar earlier today, and I overheard the guy, the owner, I'm assuming he's the owner, at least he's in charge of the beer there, talking to one of the customers that December 2nd, they're going to be doing a Founders Day.
Oh, really?
And it's a Saturday, and they're going to have CBS, KBS, I can't remember what other beer he said, and then they're going to, you know, one of my favorite stouts is Old Rasputin.
Yep.
They're going to have barrel-aged Rasputin.
Ooh, that's going to be a kick in the dick.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, I can't imagine. That's got to be a high-octane one for sure.
So I think we might have to go partake in Founders Day.
Seems like a good plan. Wait, when is it? Is it close to Beer Fest? That may not be a good idea.
No, it's in December.
Oh, December, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so we're good.
Yeah.
Right?
Can't go wrong with Founders.
Hell no.
At least that I can think of. I've liked pretty much everything I've had. So
yeah, I honestly can't think of a Founders beer that I've had that I didn't enjoy, with the exception of when we were at the tap house and we tried all the beers.
Yes.
Our favorite game.
Yeah.
And even the guy pouring the beer was like, I can't remember what it was called, but it was their
like,
version of Bud Light.
Yeah, it was like Gold Star or something like that. It was,
yeah, and he was like, on this one. And we all tried it, and it's like, it's like your classic, just American lager, basically.
And it still wasn't bad. Like, if you like lagers, you'd probably like it. It still was good. Yeah. It just wasn't. We're not lager people anymore. Yeah,
it's not really my jam.
Mm-hmm. Although from one of the guys in the beer group, I guess that might be kind of the new trend.
Really?
Is different lagers and stuff, which is great because most of us are like, about lagers. Like they're okay, but they're not. Yeah. They're definitely not at the top of.
Well, I mean, if someone makes a delicious lager that's, not a high, like a minimal ABV, and not super low, but not super high, something I can, like an alternative to an all-day IPA.
Right.
Which is like my go-to beer.
Yep.
But every once in a while, I just don't want the hoppiness,
It is
Sometimes
pretty hoppy,
Yeah.
Especially for like that, percentage. It's really hoppy,
Yeah.
Usually to get that kind of hoppiness, you got to get into a double IPA or a stronger IPA.
Yeah. So it's like I wouldn't be too bad. Have a delicious version of like we were saying, Bud Light or whatever.
Well, it's like what's in my fridge right now is I have all day. So that's that 4.5%er nice hoppy taste although we're getting to the point of the year to where all day is not it's not crisp and refreshing that you're looking for.
Right.
I'll still drink them all day, but, and then, I have some of the Dirty Bastard, which is a Scotch ale, at 8.5. Mm-hmm. And, what else do I have? I feel like there's something else in my fridge. Oh, I still have some High Life in there from when it got brought over.
So weird.
So, I mean, if I don't want super hoppiness, that's my alternative at the moment.
Yeah, this is true.
I mean,
live the high life.
Like, I don't love it, but it'll get the job done,
Just the job done, exactly.
I wish they were big dumb PBRs, but
well, that would be amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, those are my options. What's funny is what I fiend for the most generally ends up being whiskey, and I haven't had any whiskey in my house in months.
Well, that's a goddamn shame, sir.
The big reason is it's, the whiskeys are, 20 to 25, $30 for the bottles. I mean, I know I can get smaller ones, but let's be honest, I'm going to crush those so fast that it's just, no, I'm kidding.
Right.
But I would like to get another bottle. I just haven't done it, I need to.
Definitely.
Or if someone out there knows a whiskey place that'll send me a free bottle, I'm more than willing to drink free whiskey.
Dude, Salty Language, sponsored by your whiskey company. Yep. Come on, people, let's do this.
I know, right? That's how it should
I will have a glass of whiskey every episode.
Oh, I'll have more than one. I'll take a nap every episode if that's what it takes.
If we get a whiskey sponsor?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
During that time, I was going pretty absurd on how much whiskey I was drinking. I was draining bottles pretty fast. So.
Whiskey in the jarro, right?
Yeah. So. Anyways, we should probably, I don't know.
Get off booze talk?
Probably. Because, somebody may tune in and be like, what, booze talk? These guys never talk about booze.
I'll definitely get back to booze talk later, though.
Okay.
Just saying. It's bound to happen.
That's fine.
Oh, man, my headphones, smashing my glasses into my ear. It's all not comfy.
Yeah, mine mush my ear a little bit. And, because I have weird shaped ears. And, they don't fit real comfortably into, how your ear kind of fits inside the thing. It doesn't quite fit in there. I mean, I mush it in there, but it, after a while, I don't know if you notice, every once in a while, I'll just kind of pull the thing off my ear for a minute. Cause it kind of hurts after a while.
Yeah, that's what's going on here. It's like, God, I haven't even have it on that long. It's already starting to hurt my head.
Well, it's
this is no bueno.
I can't wear earbuds because after a while they hurt my ears too, so.
You're just doomed.
I was last weekend. Huh? Get it? With the Doom beer?
Hey, I see what he did there.
Yeah.
You know what this calls for, Brian?
Beer?
Little beer drinkers and hellraisers.
We're about a month away from some beer drinking and hellraising, Tony.
Yeah, the song's gonna get broken out again. We should for sure dress up as ZZ Top. That'd be amazing.
Oh, man.
I have so many costume ideas.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
So, how was your week, sir?
It was a good week. It was a good week. Worked a little less, which is nice.
Yeah.
You know, I had today off, which is a beautiful thing. Whoa.
Of course.
Big Fury Road.
Wait, how'd you get today off?
We were originally supposed to go on a extended weekend to either Chicago or Cleveland or something. We were going to do something.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
And it derailed, which is fine.
Yeah.
But Gene and I are both like, you know what, fuck it, let's just keep the day off.
Right?
Just,
yeah. Sure.
You know, who cares?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, unless you were at your last 2 days off or something like that, where you're like, I should probably hang on to it. But yeah, otherwise, why not?
Yeah, exactly. So we're just like, screw it. So yeah, we had had a nice little day off. Jeannie got her hair did today.
I noticed. Yeah.
Yeah, getting the last blonde treatments for her Halloween costume, which I think is hilarious. She's getting her hair dyed professionally for Halloween costume.
Yeah, I know, right?
Great.
I know. A lot of people would just buy a wig, like some shitty wig at the costume store.
She's like, no, it's go big or go home.
I know. I appreciate the commitment.
Goddamn right.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is her appointment took way longer than she was anticipating.
Oh, yeah.
Like, her appointment was like 12 something. So we got there, and, I hung out and waited for a bit, and she was texting me every once in a while, and she's like, you should come over and talk to me. Because we were originally going to get her hair did and then go to the bar and have lunch.
Right. You didn't get your hair did?
I thought about it.
Yeah.
I thought about getting some frosting on my beard.
Well, from a cupcake kind of frosting? Or
yeah, exactly.
Delicious.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So there's no way you're eating one of those cupcakes and not getting it on your beard.
No, dude, it was even worse when I had my big mountain beard.
Oh, yeah, it was. I know.
Yeah, I know.
No, sorry.
Anyway, yeah. But I think she sat in the chair for like 3.5 hours.
Yeah, that's fun.
Like, it got to the point, and she was like, why don't you just go, leave me the car keys, because, it's within, the bar is within Swig. It's within walking distance of the salon she goes to. So I was like, all right. And I went, and we didn't eat breakfast or anything. We just had some coffee, and I just hung out and had a beer. And I hit the point, I was like, I gotta eat something. So I just got a basket of French fries.
Right.
Because I'm like, she's gonna be done, and then we're gonna have actual lunch. And then she just texted me like, I don't think I'm gonna make it because I'm supposed to be meeting, the girls at this time. And
yeah.
So I was like, So I just cashed out and I walked back over there, but it's kind of like, man, what ladies go through to. Oh,
I know, right? I've seen
deal with their hair and shit, right?
With different people, that I know on Twitter or something. They're like, I'm getting my hair did today. And they take it they send you the before pay or when they first sit down or something like that. And it's hours later, and they're like, here it is. And I'm like, what the hell took so long? They're like, oh, that's normal. I was like, oh my God. I'm just used to all the haircuts I ever had took 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Maybe. Now, hell, I could cut my hair in 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. How long does it take me to put shaving cream up there?
Right. I just use
a razor across my noggin.
Yeah, I just use my clippers, and it's probably 10 minutes, realistically, cause you gotta go over it once, then you gotta go a different way to make sure that, you don't have a racing stripe or something,
Right.
And for hairs, right. Plus, it may have hairs that grow different ways, that kind of stuff, but. Yeah.
Damn rogue hairs.
Yeah, exactly. I got a spot no one else can see it, but right back here on my head, that the way the hair grows right there, if I don't go 2 different ways on it, it'll basically be twice as long as anything else.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's the torture we have to deal with, ladies.
Yeah, ooh.
I know.
And the worst part is when I get done, I just have somebody look at it and be like, did I get that taken care of? And if not, I could just hand them the clippers and be like, here, take care of it. Because they can't get my hair too short.
That's the advantage I have is when I'm done, I just have to wipe my hands over my head and be smooth. Yeah. If I feel rough patch, it's razor time again.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only spot I worry about in my head. The rest of it I know I get pretty well, but that's the one spot only because the hair grows a different direction or whatever. So yeah, I certainly would take our problems, much like we talked about with clothes before.
Yeah,
I'll certainly take our problems, with hair and stuff. Worst case scenario for you and I is we get too close with the beard trimmer And even that, it's like, meh, it'll grow back in like a week, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
right.
Yeah. So I said, it's nice though, cause I absolutely can't go too short on my head, you know, cause if it's a bald spot, it's like, well, pretty much all of my head's a bald spot. So, you know, I mean, it's like, you know, it's not like when you have nice hair, you know, and you're like, okay, be careful, you know, you go get one of those haircuts where they cut your hair too short and you're like, oh, I look like garbage and I'm going to look like garbage for like weeks, you know. Now
this is true.
Now that's just not possible unless like you run out of, I don't know, the razor gets super dull halfway through. I mean, you know, even then.
I mean, like guys have it easy, but Brian, you and I have it super easy.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing we got to worry about is like, you know, if we need tiki torches for the backyard.
Yeah.
Better send T to buy those for us.
Whoa, slow down. You mean to keep mosquitoes away, of course. Because
absolutely.
With all this baldness, they attack us.
It's actually very true. I've
they
had the
actually
mosquito bite. Yeah, skeeter bite on the head, and then you're like, oh, that should be healed by now, and you shave. All of a sudden, they're shooting blood everywhere.
It's pretty cool, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Love it.
Nope.
I love it when my shower looks like the scene from Psycho.
I've seen worse. When my dad had that bleeding from his jawbone. Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah. So it was funny, you know, when I first went into therapy and they're like, fill out all these papers because they're like, you know, one of them is on depression, one of them's on like bipolar, one of them's on PTSD. I can't remember what the other one is. There was like 4 or 5 different ones you have to fill out, you know, and there's a ton of overlap. But you know, it's like, have you dealt with any traumatic events? And I'm like, well, I mean, yeah, I guess. Cause even though it, you know, I mean, I cleaned it up. I was like, wow, this sucks and this is gross as hell, but you know, it's got to get cleaned. So, you know, I just, did it. But I was thinking about it and I was like, you know, that is kind of a traumatic event to go through because seeing my dad just spurting blood onto the wall and, you know, sink and everything, that fucks your head up a little bit, you know?
Yeah, it seems slightly traumatic.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Right. And luckily he was fine after that for, you know, a while, but it was just, that happened a couple of times. And also he, at one point, he used to get horrible nosebleeds. And it was, I mean, it was basically the same thing. And I'm sorry if I'm grossing people out, but it would like gush out of his nose. Like,
right.
You know, and he went to the hospital one time, they cauterized it and stuffed like 3 feet of gauze up his nose.
That had to have been comfortable.
Oh, it was great when he was pulling it out though, cause it was like the magician pulling the hanky. Like,
Gets the rest of the gauze out and a dove flies out.
Yeah, I mean, he was laughing while he was doing it because I made that same comment to him. We were cracking up because that's really what it looked like. Like, oh, check this out. You know, it was something.
So what was more traumatic, that or when you would throw your memory card in for your old school PlayStation that was completely erased?
Oh. That was so awful. It happened so much too.
It happened so many times.
I actually at one point used to back up onto a second memory card.
Yep.
You know? And now it wouldn't be as big of a deal. You could throw it on like a thumb drive to back stuff up if you really wanted to, or an external or something. But in those days you couldn't really hook those things up. So in fact they didn't really exist much.
Right.
Oh god, that was annoying.
So many times you put it in, you're like, it was like, no, save game detected. You're like, the fuck?
Yeah, you're like, no, I've been playing this game for 4 days.
Exactly. Go to main screen, open up the memory card, just blank. Or it's like, no card detected.
Right.
No! You son of a bitch.
You know, the only saving grace you'd have is that it's like, well, maybe this isn't the right card.
Well, that's true, yeah.
And then you have to go through like one of your 70 memory cards. Because I don't know about you. I know you had a bunch too. I remember having
I had a stack.
Yeah, I had probably 7 or 8 of them. A couple of them were, you know, larger ones, and once those were available, but
mine looked like a rap video, but instead of money, it was memory cards. Just scattered across the bed. I used to throw them at my bitches.
It's true, you did. Yeah, I remember. I don't. Yeah, that was something.
I want to see that.
Yeah.
Making it rain memory cards on a chick.
Right? Oh, jeez. See, it's weird though now, because like, you don't have to worry about it because it's all saved on the system. But what you have to worry about is all the things take so much room on your system now that they fill up so fast. My PlayStation is filled up, and I don't have that many games on it, you know?
Right.
And it sucks because at this point, if I want to put another game on there, I have to delete one. And, you know, like if you get it from the PlayStation Store or whatever, once you download it or it's in your basket or whatever, much like Xbox was, you know, you can always go back and download it again. But it's like, but maybe if I have, you know, and your progress will still be saved on the system. But, you know, it's just like, it took me like 4 hours to download it. I really don't want to do that again.
Well,
you know?
Not to mention, like, we were paid so much overage fees on our internet bill last month.
Uh-huh.
Because I love my son, but he plays a lot of Xbox and he's been downloading games.
Yep.
And, you know, so when you download a game that's, I don't know how many gigs.
A lot.
100 gigs or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, that, you know, when you have a limited amount of data and, you know, a quarter of it or whatever is dedicated to one game that you downloaded.
Right? That's my thing. And I don't have like super fast internet. You know, I'm not at the bottom. I'm kind of like one step up from that. So it takes a long time for me to download a game too. And that's kind of something that, you know, I mean, I could, if I really wanted to, I could, you know, cause it's too far away from the router to wire it in. But I could take it into, you know, the other room where it is, hook it up to the TV, and then run, you know, from that to the router so that I could, and it'll download a little faster, but it's still not fast. And, you know, what I usually do is I'll just start downloading it and just walk away, you know? One thing that is nice is when you're downloading, though, you can play games. You know, you don't have to just
it does
wait.
In the background.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Well, it's also cool. Some games, like when you're downloading them, once they get to a certain point, you can start playing them.
Oh, that's cool.
And it'll keep downloading. Yeah, I've done that a few times, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, anyway, that's a long-winded rant about games, but it's so weird though, because for all the improvements there are, I still feel like there's a lot of handcuffing there, you know?
Right.
That I think they really need to fix because they kind of want everything to go digital, but they don't give you a viable option. You know? Like, cause the hard drives when the systems first come out are never big enough. Then they put out a second one later with a huge hard drive, but really it's not that big. You know, it'll fill up fast too, you know?
And they usually don't let you just hook up third-party hard drives willy-nilly to the system.
I think you can because the systems now have USB ports.
Right? I thought it was, they didn't, I don't know. I don't know enough about it.
I don't either.
Yeah.
But it's just, like I said, it's just frustrating. Cause like I said with mine's pretty much full and I don't really want to delete stuff. The other thing is like if I were to buy games, like non-digital, like, you know, go to the store and buy them, there's still an install file to play the game. Like it doesn't play completely off the disc like they did in the past. They actually put some of it onto the hard drive. And the reason for it is so that the game will play faster. You know, it doesn't have to keep accessing the disc or whatever. It's a great idea, except that when your hard drive's already full, you might be like, I don't have room for this. You know,
I mean, going back to original PlayStation, how frustrating was it when you're playing and all of a sudden it'd stop and then load?
Yep.
You'd have to wait a few seconds for the load bar and then you could keep going.
Mm-hmm. And most of the games now load pretty fast because of those kind of things, you know?
Yeah.
That's why I said for all the improvements, there's still some things that are significant handcuffs, you know?
Right.
That I think if they really want things to go completely digital, they need to solve that. They need to give, I mean, realistically, hard drive space is super cheap now compared to,
yes.
I mean, you can get a terabyte for not much money, you know, for like your computer. So it's like, you know, maybe it's time that they start putting huge drives on there or just make some sort of like a stackable concept.
Right.
You know, so you wouldn't have to buy a whole new hard drive and then transfer stuff. You could just put another one on there and keep going basically, you know, and maybe that's possible now. I haven't looked into it enough, but you know, I'm not going to put that kind of money into stuff. You know, I'll just delete games and go back later or just finish games, you know, like right now, you know, I got Saints Row that I haven't finished yet. You know, once I finish that, I'm probably not going to go back and play it again, you know, so I'll probably pull that off of there, you know, that kind of stuff. But stuff like Madden's going to be on there forever, you know, or a game like Battlefront, you know, because it's a game you play over and over, you know.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Anyway.
There you go.
Did you see, probably not, because I know you don't pay a lot of attention to gaming stuff anymore, but did you happen to see the new Red Dead trailer?
You know what? I saw it on Twitter, which I've been dipping my toes back in.
Right.
But I saw it on Twitter, but I actually didn't watch it.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It looks
and
like
I meant to, because I had a feeling we were going to talk about it.
Yeah.
I meant to watch it, but
I forgot.
I forgot about it.
I was going to text you and be like, "Hey, make sure you watch this." It's it looks like the story on it is that you're playing as an outlaw in this one and going across the country and stuff. Yeah, so that's interesting because in the last one you were playing not an outlaw really, but you were. It's
kind of like a reformed outlaw.
Yeah,
almost.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how this goes. Like, and they're saying spring now because it was originally supposed to come out like next month or December, I think, but it got pushed back.
Well, I mean, that last Red Dead was amazing.
Yep. Yeah, it was.
So with next gen system, I can only imagine this one's going to be a million times better.
Yeah, it looked awesome. The graphics and stuff look fantastic on it. I'm sure they're showing it on whatever the most powerful, Xbox or computer or PlayStation is, but which I don't have, but it'll still look great.
It'll be great. I mean, Rockstar doesn't fuck around.
No, they don't.
No, they just come in. They just swing their video game dick and take out everybody else.
Yeah.
Just slap it on the table and be like, "This is what we present to you."
That's accurate.
Yeah.
And everyone goes, "Give us more."
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's a great dick.
It's like slapping a party sub on the table,
Even 100% heterosexual guys are like, "That's a nice dick."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh man. I'm really curious to see, like, with games like that, I'm always like, I want to hear about the multiplayer,
Oh yeah.
Like, is there any sort of co-op? Is there, cause there was co-op in the last one, but it was kind of limited, and with what they're doing with Grand Theft Auto, I can't imagine they're not going to do something similar.
It's gotta be very similar to GTA Online, I would assume.
Well, especially because of how much money they're making still on GTA, just on the online stuff. So I can't imagine they won't have a similar business model.
Right.
And it's like, but also I'm excited for it because the game was fun to play with other people before,
Right.
Like when we had a few people riding around as a gang going and doing stuff, that was a lot of fun, kind of rolling our posse up in there and, shoot them up,
I mean, even playing solo and just like, I think I'm just going to go hunting today. Just, like, I need some bear pelts or whatever.
Now, here's something I can't remember. One of the screen shots showed a guy with a bow and arrow. Was there a bow and arrow in the last one? I don't remember that.
I think there was.
Okay. I didn't do a lot of hunting in the game, so.
Because I seem to remember using the bow a lot because it was like quiet,
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Rather than, the noisy ass gun, right? Okay.
Yeah, because I would like sneak around like, bandit camps or whatever and pluck dudes with arrows. Either that or I'm thinking of Far Cry. Could go either way.
Yeah. Either way.
I played.
All right. I just couldn't remember. It's also, I was going to say it's also been forever since I've played Red Dead, so, it could be I just don't remember. In fact, I have that for the 360 still.
Fired up,
Maybe
Brian.
it's time for a replay. Actually, I shouldn't say replay. I never beat the game, so.
Oh, it's so good.
Well, the reason was because while I was playing it, then we started doing co-op quite a bit, so every time I played it, we were playing multiplayer.
Oh, right.
So I like that better anyway. Like the storyline, the original, it's great. It wasn't that I didn't like it. It's just, I enjoyed us roaming around and like, do you remember that one time when you and I were playing, we were trying to do like missions or whatever, and there was one asshole that kept coming after us. So we finally were like, fuck it, and we just started following him around and killing him as many times as we could.
Yes, I do remember this.
Because he just didn't leave us alone. We were riding, we weren't doing anything to him, and he just came after us. So
just mind the business.
Yep. And just remember us both kind of like, why would you attack two people? That's just not smart.
Yeah.
So
we're just trying to mind our business and just take care of our Old West stuff. And then we had to go all Unforgiven on him.
We totally did. Yeah. I just like how at some point we were just like, fuck it, this guy's got to die over and over.
All right. Yeah. He needs to die like 15 times.
Yeah. I remember he eventually dropped out.
Yeah.
What sucks is, or not what sucks, but we were honestly probably lucky. He could have went in and rated us really badly on the Xbox rating system, but we didn't seem to give a shit.
No, no fucks given.
Yeah, I didn't care either. What we did was, we were serving up, hot justice is what we were doing.
Yeah, it's like if you're going to harass us, well,
called the thunder.
I don't remember exactly, but I'm willing to bet we did the tactics we normally would do, which would be you would run in and rustle the guy out of whatever building or whatever.
I think what we did most of the time was I kind of, much like in Halo, I kind of went at him with a shotgun, and while I was doing that, you were picking him off from a distance.
Hung back for rifle.
Yeah. So
that's our normal tactic.
Yeah, because I am certainly Team Wetworks, no question.
Yeah, exactly. If you like to get in and get dirty, I'm just out there like reaching out and touching people.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, that was. Yeah. That popped into my head, and I just remember us laughing so hard because we were just like, all right, well, he's over here, and we just start going that way.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
I know our objective's over here, but
no, not anymore. Our objective is that guy.
This guy needs a rifle fucking.
Oh my, that sounds terrible.
Right?
Oh shit. All right, so anything else for your week? We've gone way the fuck off.
Yeah, we've gone way off the rails. Well, also today, my lovely wife joined the next generation. She got herself a new iPhone today.
Oh,
we haven't set it up yet.
Yeah,
because we were on a plan with my brother and sister-in-law, a nice little family deal.
Right.
We finally cut the ties. Got our own things. Our kids are just too damn old, and Logan's using too much data on his grandparents' plan. So
certainly, yeah.
So we'd start our own little thing, and we're going to give one of the kids her old phone, and she upgraded.
That's cool. What'd she go to?
She went 8+.
Oh,
she went plus.
I'm surprised. I didn't think.
I know because she's got little hands.
Yeah.
I think she'll like it though.
Yeah.
And it's like one of those things where it's really not terrible per month added on your bill.
Yeah.
Through with the Apple plan.
Yeah.
So I don't know. My phone's been acting wonky, so I might give it a few months, and I might upgrade myself.
Fair enough. Yeah.
We'll see. With this, it's one thing I hate about Apple is like here's this iOS, which, in my opinion, I know we talked about it a little last week.
Yeah.
Still hasn't added enough that I'm like, this iOS is amazing.
Yeah. There's little things here and there that I'm like, ooh, like a great example is, how when you, double tap your home button and it pulls up all the apps you have open so you can close them. I love the fact they finally took off the main screen from there.
Right.
Because every time I'm like trying to just zip up, with my thumb, and every time I'm doing that, that thing moves back basically, and I don't know how many times. It bounces
in the way.
Yeah, and now it's not in the way, and I can, just fire through all the apps to close all of them down.
Do you know you can do multiple fingers and do like 3 at a time?
I did. I just always forget when I'm actually doing it.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah.
But yeah, so my phone's been, I know they had another iOS update for bugs and stuff, so I'm hoping that might fix some of the shit, but it's ever since I've downloaded it, my phone's been acting a little wonky, running a little slow.
Too. Yep, bugging up, apps freezing, having to restart it. Yeah,
exactly. So it's it just annoys me that they do that.
Uh-huh. I've had a couple apps that clearly it's on the app creators. I've had a couple apps that wouldn't open, and it's just because they haven't updated them yet to be compatible.
Because like Jeannie has a game that she really enjoyed playing that doesn't work anymore.
Oh, well, yeah, they did warn people of that there was, that if the app publishers didn't upgrade certain apps that they wouldn't be compatible anymore, which really sucks. But usually they're old apps, like they're usually not newer ones. But even like the Kroger app, it kept crashing. It would not open,
Right.
I'd hit it, it would start to open and then just immediately crash. Now it finally works. So I don't know if I haven't paid attention because I just have auto downloads for, you know.
Right. Yeah, I hear you for your apps or whatever.
But I don't know if they've updated it or not. Probably, because if other people had that same problem, you know, I can imagine they'd want to get that sorted out.
But I'll be curious. I'm glad she got one, so I can kind of fiddle with it.
Yeah.
You know, see how she likes it, and I don't know. Because I'm always, every time it's new phone time, I'm always like, am I jumping ship?
Right.
Am I going Galaxy or whatever? You know.
Yep.
So I don't know.
Yeah. So I think about it too, but I probably never will, just because I have other
all
devices.
the Apple stuff.
Yeah. You know, and the ability to just drop things from one device to another is really nice. You know.
Right.
So, whatever.
I don't know. But no, I mean, well, my daughter, we decided, we think she might have maybe, some special chromosomes in her, Brian.
Okay.
Cause for some reason she decided, and it's just cause she has, she's very much like my wife in her personality and stuff.
Yeah.
With the exception of she's got my nonsense,
right?
You know,
yeah.
So she was giving the dog some treats because you know we've been really like cracking down on the dog of sitting and walking, trying to get her to be just a better dog,
right?
But she's giving the dog a treat, and she was like, "What? I wonder what these things taste like." And I went, "I don't know." Feel free to try one,
right?
And she sniffed it, and then she licked it, and she about went and threw up in the bathroom.
That's funny.
But it's like, why would you do? I've done some dumb shit in my past.
You certainly have.
I've never been one of those guys to be like, I'm eating this dog biscuit.
Yeah, right.
You know, I know those guys are out there.
Yeah.
Even when I'm drinking all the beers, I'm never going to be, let me eat this dog biscuit guy.
Nope, me either, yeah.
You know?
I've done some really dumb stuff and eaten some weird shit when I was drunk, but nothing like that. It's all still like, normal human stuff.
That's not a human food.
Right. My sister did that a long time ago. Like when she was a kid, I can't remember if it was dog treats or dog food. Like one or the other, she wanted to try it because the dog was always so excited to get, kind of like, why is this so good? And
right.
Yeah, apparently she didn't.
It must taste like ice cream.
Yeah. Apparently she wasn't a big fan of it either, but
That's weird.
Yeah, right? Shocking.
Breaking news.
Food made for dogs, not great for humans.
Not delicious.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some that, like on, oh shit, what was that? Was it on, oh my god, I can't think of the name of that show now. Where they're the caterers, basically. Or the waiters and stuff. Party Down. Right?
Yeah. Party Down, yeah.
Like, was it that show, or was it another show where they served, like, no, it wasn't. It was something else where they served like pate, but it was just like cat food. I can't remember what show it was now. I just remember
Sheba or whatever.
Yeah, I remember somebody in the kitchen. And they were like, "Oh, they want this," and they just dumped cat food on there. And like, here you go.
That's hilarious. That's kind of what pate looks like.
Mm-hmm, I know. Well, it's like the thing is like the food we give our dog is a what's it called? Beneful or something like that. You take the lid off of the thing and it looks like beef stew basically. And my mom's like, she's like, you could probably, and I was like, oh, I know, there's a lot of dog food. I bet you could put in a bowl, put in front of a person and they would eat it.
Oh yeah.
And probably.
There's some fucking savages out there.
Well, that's the thing is if you didn't know, you might just go, meh, cause for all you know, it's Dinty Moore,
That's accurate.
I mean, good fun.
So there's a lot of savages out there.
Oh, for sure. Bunch of savages in this town even.
Like I got home from, took the dog for a walk tonight and the kids were making dinner, which I love that they can do that.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, no. So, but they're just like, cause Leah's friend's over. So they're just making spaghetti, whatever. Mm-hmm. And I get home and I'm like, hey, did you guys eat dinner? And Leah's like, yeah, we ate. And I'm like, how was it? And she's like, well, Logan says I overcooked the pasta. And I don't think I did. But all I could think is like, yeah, probably, cause he's very much a foodie.
Yeah.
So I had to ask him, like, so how was the pasta? He's like, oh my God, Dad, it was so gummy. So I don't think I could fool him with some Alpo.
Yeah. I think we should find out. I mean, you've only got a little bit of time before he heads off to college. We got to get all this shit in now, you know.
This is true. Time is a wasting.
Yeah. Oh man, I've wanted to do that for a long time just to see how many people would try it. You know, like have a dinner party, fucking just lay it out there for everybody and see how many just eat it.
Oh God, somebody would.
Oh, I know. There'd be multiple people, I'm sure, that would. There's also some that would be like, this smells like dog food. I'm sure somebody would be, you know, that smell will trigger a memory or something.
But what if you put it like, you know, those little crock pots?
Uh-huh.
Put a couple cans in one of those little crock pots.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, this is just like tortilla chips.
Yeah, you know? Right? That's why I said,
this is just dip.
I think you could. I mean, really, some of those foods, though, when you look at what's in them, it's really, you know, like the one that we give Molly, it's like rice and carrots and meat and, you know, and it's like, this is all stuff we could eat, you know, it's, you know, just the gravy's probably gross, you know.
Oh, God. Yeah, I can't imagine.
Yeah, because I'm sure it's not, you know, like a normal beef stew where it's made from stock and, you know, you thicken it up over time. Yeah, I doubt it's, yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it's, you know, whatever they sweep up off the factory floor is what gets put in a can.
Well, you got to have something to thicken the sauce, you know.
That's true. I'm just talking about the meat.
Oh, yeah. Hey, where's that bin of fingers?
Exactly.
Just from accidents, you know, on the floor.
Yeah, I need that bin of fingers. I need the bowl of lips, and
whatever you can get
nostrils
off the floor. Yeah. Oh shit. Good times.
No, but so earlier this week, right? I went out and had a little sushi, which is delicious.
Sure.
Although the sushi restaurant I was at, because we've been doing this new thing where we're trying to try all the sushi restaurants in here right now instead of going to the same one.
Okay. Sure.
They had this sushi roll called the Fort Knox.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
When I first saw it, I thought it was their version because it seems like every sushi restaurant has a big dumb sushi boat.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's like $100 and some dollars. It has all the sushis on it and it comes out like Christ. On a boat and you're like, yeah.
Like a real boat, right?
Yeah, it's like basically. So this thing's called the Fort Knox, and I was just looking at the menu, and it was $200.
Yikes!
So I was like, that's got to be their version of the sushi boat, but maybe they make like a fucking sushi castle or something.
Okay, yeah,
that'd be cool. I'd like to see that.
That would be
I'm not ordering it, but I'd like to see it.
Yeah.
No, it's a sushi roll.
Really?
That has all these like high end ingredients. You know, it's got caviar and it's got 24 karat gold flakes in it.
Oh well, because that makes it taste better.
Exactly. And I asked the guy, the server, I'm like, has anyone ever ordered this? And he was like, oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't doubt it. Yeah. People do weird shit. It's like, I saw there's an ice cream, sundae somewhere that's very similar. Like it's got like truffle shit in it. And then like they have like gold leaf, you know, like a whole sheet of gold leaf that they lay on top and it's like $200 or something like that for it. You know, and I'm just like, why? That can't,
exactly.
That is not worth $200 as far as,
but the decadence, Brian, decadence.
Do you know how many ice cream sundaes I can buy from a really good ice cream place? I mean, think about how many you could buy. And I'm not talking like Baskin Robbins or something. I'm talking like, you know, a place where they make like legit ice cream.
Bitch, I get 40 Ben & Jerry pints.
Really, you could. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, and the quality is not going to be that much better. I just can't believe it is, you know, so.
That's how I felt about because, you know, like even the waiter was like, well, right now it's actually $150 because we don't have this type of caviar in stock. And I went, oh, so I'm still not ordering it.
I figured you'd flip the table and leave at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It turns into that Farley bit.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm sorry, what?
You son of a bitch!
You lied to me!
So good. But, God damn it, that's a good... I need to go watch some Farley stuff again. I wish they had... you know how they used to put out those collections of Saturday Night Live? I wish they had those on Netflix so you could just watch the Farley sketches.
Well, they have the official SNL app.
That's right. Well, I know like SNL they were talking about moving it to, what was it, like CISO or one of those like subscription based deals.
I think CISO's dead.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I think so.
Wow, that's interesting because I bet it's because they kept throwing money at everybody. Like it seemed like every comedian had something on there.
Because I was listening to a podcast last week where they were talking about CISO, and one of the comedians was like, "Yeah, CISO you later," or something.
Oh, I see what he did there.
Yeah.
All right.
But before the sushi spot, because the spot we went was in this little like strip mall.
Yeah.
And there's a bar there I've never been to before, Frogtown Gianni's.
Okay, yeah, I know what bar that is.
Okay. And it's like, well, I got there like an hour before we were supposed to have dinner.
Okay.
Maybe not even that soon, but 40 minutes, whatever. I was like, well, I might as well just hop in here and, have a beer or two, kill some time, watch some Sports Center or something. I've never been in that bar before, and wow, that is a special location. It wasn't a bad bar, and they had decent beer, and their menu looked all right.
Yeah.
I don't know how the food is. I didn't see anybody eating, but the menu looked okay.
Yeah, I haven't had their food.
But some of the characters in there, man.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I've been in there like 3 times, I think, over the years, and yeah, there's always some interesting people watching going on in there.
There was probably one of the most excellent mullets I've ever seen in my life. Mm-hmm. Enjoying a Bud Light.
Of course, yeah.
There was 4 or 5 guys that were like high-fiving and fist-pumping around Golden Tee Golf.
Nice.
I haven't seen that in a long time, because I remember that used to be a thing.
Yeah.
These guys were like, par, or high-five. I was like, whoa. Easy.
Nope.
But what got me was, and like I said, I've been dipping my toes in Twitter, so I was making all kinds of jokes about her.
Right.
This bartender, very nice woman. So pregnant.
How pregnant was she?
So pregnant. And it looked like she had fucking piranha teeth.
Oh my. Well, now you know why she got pregnant.
That was my joke I made. That was my joke, Brian.
Because clearly you don't want to put it in her mouth, yeah.
Check out Monotony on Twitter.
Finally worth a follow.
Right? I couldn't help myself because she was very nice and I was like half paying attention.
Yeah.
And then she smiled at me and I was just like,
Jesus. Like, oh shit, what was the name of Jaws from
Bond.
Thank you. I'm just brain shitting all over the place now.
Like I thought someone opened up the puzzle box and Pinhead was there,
Terrible.
It was yeah, I mean I tried to hide my reaction, but I'm pretty sure it's just like Jesus.
By reaction you mean erection.
Yeah. I got something for you, non.
Like a dog with a bone.
You and your baby want to have a threesome?
Oh, dude. Boo. Yeah. Remember, that's at Monotony on Twitter. Send all your hate responses. Oh, shit.
That was an interesting bar, though.
Yeah.
Although I did appreciate it because, I inevitably had to take a leak because that's what I do. I just piss hard all the time.
That is true, you do. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
And of course, they
sometimes.
have the condom machine on the wall.
Of course. Yeah.
But what first caught my eye, because I always got to look, because there's always clever graffiti on condom machines.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
But what first caught my eye is they were selling condoms, and this is how it was quoted, in 4 daring neon colors.
Daring because they may not last through the sex.
Right?
Yeah.
And then there was 4 different tantalizing scents.
Scents, huh? That's interesting.
Like, it was, for sure banana, strawberry.
Yeah.
I don't remember the other one, and then spearmint. Which, minty dick seems weird.
Well, not just minty dick, but I'm thinking from the woman's standpoint too. Like, do you really want smell like someone stuck some double mint up in your
exactly
shit?
Like you want to feel like you're getting banged by a Newport.
That's weird.
It's no bueno.
No, I wouldn't think so. I couldn't tell you personally, but I would assume,
But someone did scribble for Sharpie on the condom machine. This gum is way too chewy.
Of course.
It's classic, but it always makes me laugh.
Yep. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I
But
love
wow,
those
that
machines. That was one of my favorite things when we went to Florida, was like driving to Florida, is there's so many of those sketchy bathrooms that have those kind of machines in them. There was so many good things. I'm pretty sure, like, you know, I documented some of it on Twitter, but, you know, forget it because it's like 5 years ago, but, or 4 years ago, whatever. You know, but that cracked me up in so many of those bathrooms, just how they're trying to sell, whether it's cologne, you know, where they have like the sprayer.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's like, how in the fuck does, you know, I'm like, I'm not going to find out, but, you know, various pills.
Imagine that quality cologne in there. Mm. Oh yeah, for sure. Dick pills.
Oh, for sure. Dick pills. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Various condoms. I feel like there's something else. Sometimes there's like, Tylenol or, you know, an aspirin or something like that. Which,
like, hey babe, I went and took a leak and now I got a banana scented condom and a couple of these Black Tiger dick pills. Let's go.
And I got you a couple Tylenol just in case.
Yeah, because I'm going to be knocking her head up against the headboard with this Black Tiger dick. Which it could be the best kung fu ever, Black Tiger dick.
It could be, yeah. It might be.
Sounds like a Wu-Tang song.
Just Black Tiger would be a good movie name, you know?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
And then, of course, he's slinging Black Tiger dick in the...
Black Tiger dick.
In the movie, yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah, those things are so good, though. It's the only reason to go into sketchy bathrooms.
Yes.
You know, like pool halls and various bars and some awful gas station bathrooms. But it's like, because otherwise you're like, I don't even want to, like, even if I didn't touch anything in here, I don't want to pee in here because I'm afraid something might jump into my dick hole, you know?
One of my all-time favorite bathroom things ever, and I know I have a picture of it somewhere because in my Time Hop app it comes up, but it was when I was in Key West, and there's a bar under the Green Parrot, great bar. Mm-hmm. But above the urinal, they have this advertisement, and it's for a toy store, which is hilarious. But the advertisement is, Daddy spent his money on prostitutes when he should have went here. And it's like an angry kid.
Oh, that's great.
It's the greatest.
That is great.
It's someone has a sense of humor.
Wow. The best bathroom I think I've ever been in, as far as graffiti, blah, 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 was when we went to see, not we, but when me, Jeremy, and Steve went to see, what was their names? The Thermals.
Oh, yeah.
In that bathroom where, do you remember, like, they had that weird, like, I know I posted pictures, but they had a big, someone had drawn on the wall, like, something that looked like, I don't remember what it was, like Batman and a refrigerator together, and there was all this graffiti all over the walls, and there was like band stickers and everything. It was actually like I stood in there like looking around, taking in the whole bathroom.
Right. Like, oh, this is incredible.
It really was. It was actually, yeah. So that's why I said that's the best of those bathrooms I've been in. I mean, it was still skeevy as fuck, but it was, you know.
Well, yeah, for sure.
But it was still pretty funny, you know, some of the stuff in there.
Bathroom graffiti.
Yeah.
Always makes me laugh.
Right. The best bathroom graffiti is a salty language sticker.
Goddamn right. But so, yeah, I did that. Yesterday, went out to, this is what I'm talking about, just so much beer. Because I had a couple beers at Frogtown's, and then I had a beer with dinner. It was actually a Japanese stout. Never seen that before.
Okay. Yeah.
It was actually delicious. But then yesterday, Soundboard T and I went out to a local brewery because every Thursday they do Firkin Thursday.
Yep.
And we had a hell of a time, man. Had a hell of a time. Good. It was one of those things I walked in, it was dead. I was like, this is excellent. And then it got fucking packed.
So you got there early enough that,
yeah,
essentially. So that's the key maybe going forward is.
Although T was late as fuck.
Well,
like I tried to keep him a spot open at the bar, and eventually it's like some guy's like, "Hey, can I?" And I'm like, "Have at it."
Yeah,
when he gets here, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, eventually you can't keep seats when people don't show up. Yeah.
Yeah. But they had a cherry dunkel was their Firkin, and it was pretty good. Although I only had a pint of it.
Yeah.
Because it was one of those things you first have, you're like, that's delicious, and then it was like the last one. As the more you drank it was kind of like,
I think that's how a lot of like you notice like a lot of the cask kind of beers or Firkins and stuff, they seem to be that way. Like they're good for a pint or most of a pint, and then it's like, okay, that that was fun. It was cool. It was their artistic freedom, you know. Now let's
Yeah,
drink some real
exactly.
beer, you know.
But it was nice because they're doing a Hoptoberfest coming up soon. Unfortunately, it's the weekend we're camping with Dev. Love you, Dev, but I'm going to miss out on a Hoptoberfest.
I don't know. I think you're choosing the wrong thing.
Otter's Brewery's out by the campground.
I know.
But
I'm just kidding around anyway.
oh, I know. But they had all their Hoptoberfest beers available, you know? So I was like, well, then for sure I need a small flight of the stuff I haven't drank here,
Of course, yeah.
you know? And it was all, I'm a big fan of their beer there. It was all very tasty.
I can't speak to it because the only one I've had was the Firkin
The Firkin,
one.
right? Yeah, we got to go out there on like a not Firkin day maybe or something.
That's a strong idea.
Yeah,
Because that's why it was funny because I wasn't really excited about the cherry dunkel because I'm not a big fan of dunkels or whatever. But I was, you know, I would have tried it if we went, but or if I went. When you were like, oh, they had an Oktoberfest, I was like, damn it.
it was good too. It was really good.
Because you know, I'm like you. I like to try kind of every Oktoberfest that I'm near. So
I had an Oktoberfest today with lunch. It was called Dragonhosen, and it's an Imperial Oktoberfest. It was a 9%er. I didn't know that when I ordered it. I was just like, ooh, an Oktoberfest, and I ordered it.
That seems fair.
Yeah, it was tasty though.
What a kick in the
But kicked. You know, it wasn't no Dick Kicker malt liquor.
No, that it isn't.
Yeah, but the problem is I'm putting these beers in my face, and I had not eaten yet because like, you know, when I work, I pretty much just drink water and coffee. I'm working.
Yeah.
I have like a thing of almonds if I get hungry, but I pretty much don't eat when I'm working anymore.
Right.
And I just come home and have a big ass meal and I eat all night and then rinse, repeat.
Yeah, makes sense.
Well, they don't have food there, you know, and there's supposed to be a food truck, but the dudes were running late.
Oh, right.
So I was like eating popcorn and stuff, but I was starting to feel it. And then they finally showed up and I'm like, oh God, chicken quesadilla me. And it took them like a half hour to get everything fired up. And
Yeah. That's too bad.
It was a little rough.
I guess maybe the game plan for a place like that might be to, I don't know, throw some beef jerky in your car or something like that.
Yeah, I might need to pregame a little with food.
That way, at least you know, if you're like, whoa, I got to put some food in me, you know, at least you
because
could
the
grab
one
some.
time we went, Pizza Cat was there,
Yeah.
and they had like a stack of pizzas.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, well, there's supposed to be this food truck. Because I on every like Monday, they post on Facebook everything that's happening in the week at the brewery.
Yep. I actually just started following them because I was like, why didn't I not follow them so I can look at this too?
So I was like, oh, these dudes are going to be there. They're perfect. And when I pulled in, their truck wasn't there. I was like, huh. So I asked the bartender, they're like, they should be here at 6. And then I think it was 7:30 they finally showed up.
Yikes.
Yeah. And the food is good. And I mean, but fuck, man.
That is rough, you know, because it was like when we used to go to the Cloister, you know, and it was like, man, we got to either eat beforehand or we're not staying very long because they didn't have food, you know?
Yeah.
And peanuts or bar snacks.
At least if there, you could order pizza there.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Like you could bring
get it delivered
food.
there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could do that for Ernest. I guess I should ask at some point.
Yeah.
But
So it's, right, though. At least there was that, you know, although I don't think I never did. But, you know, and remember at one point there was the, you know, moist hot dog cart up front.
Moist hot dogs. It's the worst kind of hot dog.
Oh, it's terrible. Yeah. But anyway, you know, now they got food or some food like pizza and stuff of their own.
Yeah, they actually have food in there, which is nice.
Yep. So speaking of, man, I gotta get me a true Scotsman.
Yeah, I don't know why I told Jeannie a while ago. I was like, we really need to go downtown sometime this summer.
Yeah.
We
haven't
really
been down
haven't
there in
yet.
a while. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I got a notification. I'm sure you probably did too. That there's someplace local, but that Bourbon Barrel Scotty Karate is starting to show up.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I got to put a couple pennies aside because pretty sure I got to, you know, get me a 4 of
You need some of that in your life? I mean, is there any better karate lesson than a bourbon barrel aged karate lesson?
No.
Right?
No, not at all.
It's the brown belt, but the brown is bourbon.
And again, you know, Scotty Karate is probably it's either my top or my second favorite Scotch ale. So, cause I really like the True Scotsman.
The Cloister makes a really good Scotch ale.
That's a strong one. Yeah. And that bourbon barrel that they did was really good.
Right.
So yeah, anyway. more beer talk.
But no, I mean, it was, I like going to Ernest. It was cool. I'm glad we went.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. Yeah, it stunk. I wanted to go. I totally forgot about that we were supposed to do that. And, you know, we were going to record the Crazy Life, and I didn't think of it until, you know, T texted me and was like, hey, are you still going? And I was like, oh.
Like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, I was like, I kind of got to record, you know, this tonight. So, unfortunately. Luckily, it wasn't a beer that I was, like, fiending for or something anyway. So, you know.
Right.
It just sucked. In Oktoberfest, they'll have for a little while, you know.
Yeah, they'll definitely have that for a bit.
Yeah.
Although the bartender Cameron, or Cam, she likes to be called, because of course I had to get her name. Because she's been there, like, I've been there 3 times. She's been there all 3 times.
Okay.
So I'm like, I gotta get this chick's name now.
Yeah.
I asked her, I'm like, you know, you guys really need a beer garden, because I would love to sit outside and have a beer. Plus it gets so loud in there.
Yeah, I was just going to say, they just need more room, whether it's outside or... Hell, if they would just rope off the parking lot and let you sit out there, it would be fine.
Yeah. Although she kind of like side glanced me and she's like, there may or may not be something in the works for something like that. Yeah. And I went, oh, okay.
Yeah, because clearly they can pack the place.
Yeah, people like that place.
Yeah, and like I was saying before, I was like, there's no expansion room really. There is a little, but it wasn't, you know, like inside what they already have. Now, I know there's potential, but what they've got in that building, there's not really much more they could do.
Like I was talking to a dude that, you know, I eventually gave up T's bar seat for. Mm-hmm. And him and his wife rode their bikes there because they lived there, you know.
Well, I think they had...
Like,
I think that was...
Yeah, they do a bike ride thing, too.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, I thought
but he's like, we just, you know, we ride our bikes down here and get a couple beers and go home. It's like, God damn, that's got to be nice.
Yeah. Yeah, must be.
I know, right?
Nobody will put one up here, jerks.
I know, we have nothing like that in our neck of the woods, which sucks.
Yeah, exactly. It's quite a drive for most of them.
And they have a wet hopped IPA right now. It's really good, and I guess it's the first time they've done it. They've ever used like fresh hops.
Ooh, neat.
Because they bought a big bushel of them out of Michigan just to try this IPA, and it was really good.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
See, I told you we're gonna get back to beer talk.
Oh yeah, I totally knew we were going to. Yeah, that's awesome though. Yeah, like I said, I'm sad I missed it because, you know, I always enjoy hanging out with y'all anyway.
Well,
you know,
fair enough.
Whether the beer's good or not, you know, we usually have a good time.
You and T should go to the Hoptoberfest because the Firkin they're kicking off with German chocolate cake Firkin.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling us about that.
Yeah. But it's going to be, you know, I think they said food trucks and bands and you know, seems like it'd probably be a good time.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll look into that. So, yeah, that's cool. All right. So, anything else you got?
I watched some shitty stuff.
Okay.
Watched, I don't know why we watched this movie. We watched the Assassin's Creed movie.
Oh, yeah, I heard that's not good.
It's fucking awful.
Yeah. Yeah.
It made me want to play the game because, like, some of the fight sequences are pretty cool.
Yeah. That was the thing, was when they first were showing fight sequences, I was like, this looks like the game. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then I just heard it was just the hottest dumpster fire.
It was, it was like a dumpster full of turds on fire. And then the dumpster's rolling down the road and went right through into an orphanage and exploded with like turd explosions.
Wow. That's hilarious and tragic.
Yes. Right.
Uh-huh. Wow.
That's actually that's the headline for the newspaper next day. Hilarious and tragic.
Yeah, exactly. Also, God, how I introduce myself.
It was nice. Yeah. That's her forearm tattoos.
Yeah, it is. That's on one, hard passes on the other.
Oh my God, it was awful.
Yeah. Not heard anything different. I haven't heard anyone go, yeah, it wasn't that bad. No, they've all been like, it's pretty awful.
Like, you know, okay, in the game, they're like, oh, we're gonna put you into Animus or whatever, and they lay on a bed like it's the Matrix, and then you like get jacked into it.
Right.
In the movie, it's a thing that hooks into the guy's neck, right?
Like Johnny Mnemonic?
Kinda, but it's like my mic stand. It's got this huge metal arm.
That's weird. Okay.
And then, like, when he's fighting guys, it'll cut to the present, and he's in there, like, fighting nobody and jumping around, and the thing's moving him, and it's like...
Why? The game doesn't have that at all. He's just laying there. It's all basically taking place almost as though it was taking place in his head. You know,
right?
Ugh.
It was just like I was like, what are they doing? What?
Yeah.
It was very lame.
That's one of those like Hollywood not understanding sometimes that simplicity in something is okay and that just leave it alone and it's perfect. You know,
right?
Like you really don't need to have him looking like he's playing VR. You know?
Yeah. Like I would even be okay with, you know, like let's use the Matrix for example because it's the same idea.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Neo was getting the shit kicked out of him. And he was like vibrating in the thing. His nose started bleeding.
Oh yeah, right.
Like okay, that's cool. But you don't have Neo with like a wire in his head and he's doing fucking cartwheels and shit in the middle of the Nostradamus.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah, totally with you on that. Yeah.
It's just like what do you you're taking it too far.
Yeah, like I said, you're just overthinking it. You know, like how can we make this more visually blah blah blah? It's like you don't need to.
Yeah, exactly.
People
like,
who play the game are
get this guy shirtless jumping around more. Like, yeah, do ya?
Well, it's like, people who play the game are going to go, oh, that's awesome. It looks just like the game. And people who don't will still be able to follow along. It's a pretty simple concept. And really, like in the game, they don't show that part of it all that much. It's kind of like at the beginning and the end of each chapter, basically, you know?
Right.
And then,
I know as the games have gone on, they're weaving more of like, oh, here's the modern day assassins and the modern day, what are the Crusader guys called? Templars.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, because I know when the game first came out and I played it, I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
Oh yeah, it was weird. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it's like I don't know. The movie was terrible. Yeah. Do not recommend.
So 0 to 5 or 1 to 5, I guess, or 0 to 5. I'll allow it this time. So you're saying 0. Channing Tatum's on this one, or 1? Or?
0 Channing Tatum's. Okay. 0.
Can't even go to 1, huh?
It's 5 burning poop covered orphans.
So awesome. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So I watched that, and I was telling you, I was trying to find anything to watch today because I got my kid's friend over, so I can't watch the stuff I would normally watch.
Sure, hardcore nudity and stuff. I get you.
Oh my god, just the hardest of pornography
on the dark web. Yeah. It's like snuff films. Yeah.
Yeah. But, so I started watching a show called, I think it was called Dark Matter.
I actually just added that to my Netflix queue because someone recommended it to me.
Okay, maybe I should give it a second chance. I was half paying attention and I watched about 15 minutes of it and I just went, I'm not feeling this. Yeah. And I stopped watching it.
Fair enough.
So then I just started just trying to find anything. I was open up the TV category, and I just started surfing, and I got deep into the thing.
Yeah, you did. So deep you put her ass to sleep.
I saw this thing.
Listen, I am not going to skip an opportunity to drop some Ice Cube.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
There's a show called, I wrote it down because I can't remember the name. Compete to Eat.
What? All right.
And I want to say it's probably Canadian.
Okay.
That's what it feels like to me.
Were there extra U's in the name of it?
Yeah, like just the way they talked, it sounded slightly vaguishly Canadian.
Sure.
I'm like, is that nickel? You know?
Of course not, unless it was around a cabin.
This is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is the thing.
Oh, okay.
It's a show about 2 chefs, and it's like a game show.
Okay.
And each one of them goes to a local lake cottage.
Okay.
And they have to make a 3-course meal with whatever tools this cottage has and whatever food they happen to have in their cottage.
Okay. That's different. I mean,
it's different.
Yeah.
It makes me laugh because they say cottaging a lot. It's kind of what, I was like, oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. Wasn't that a euphemism for us? Like, didn't we turn that into something? Okay.
We definitely turned it into something.
Yeah.
But I like when you texted me, I was in the middle of the show. Mm-hmm. That's why I was like, holy shit, it's so late. Why are we not recording?
Right.
Because I was fascinated with this dumb show.
Okay.
Because there's these two, it's a woman and a guy, and I don't know their names, I don't care. Bearded guy, not bearded woman.
Okay.
Yeah. And the guy he was so discombobulated. Like, he's like, I'm going to make this it's called like poor man's pudding. He's like, I'm going to make this pudding, and normally the dough has to sit for 24 hours, but we're going to make it in an hour because that's all they have is an hour to make this 3-course meal.
Right.
With the help of the people who live in the cottage.
Okay.
Yeah. And the whole time he's like, he puts the dough in the fridge, and he's like, I didn't put eggs in it. We got to pull it back out again. They put eggs in it. And then he puts it in, he's like, I forgot to do it. The guy was just a mess.
Wow. All right.
So I gotta get to the end of the episode to see, because I'm assuming he got his dick kicker malt liquor knocked right into him.
Probably. I mean,
because he was just so out of sorts.
I'll say this,
and I just want to know if every show's like this.
Most of the time on those cooking shows, when they try to take something that takes hours and hours, and then I'm going to do a quick version, it usually turns out really badly.
Yes.
So I'm curious. Was that on?
It's on Netflix.
Netflix, okay. Compete to Eat?
Compete to Eat.
Okay. So
and then like the woman she seems so much more composed.
Yeah, well.
Like he was all, and she was like, oh, well, I'm going to marinate this fish, but since I only have X amount of time, it's going to be a super strong marinade.
Yeah, right.
It's just, she was just so calm. And the other guy's just like, oh God!
Well, I mean, that is how people are, though. If you tell two different people you have an hour to fill in the blank task, one of them might go, oh, God! And the other one might be like, all right, I got plenty of time.
This guy was just like, oh, Jesus! Oh, I forgot to, oh, geez, my ass!
Yeah. Oh. And it's like, dude, if you calm down, you probably start forgetting things less.
That's kind of how it felt.
Calm them titties.
It was just, I don't know, it's just so weird. It's just a cottage show.
Right.
So it's like, when you said, Cabin and Nickel, maybe he'll be on an episode.
I like that.
Like, they're going to be like, oh, hey, we're here with this Craig Nickel guy, and we're going to cook, and all he has is old pornography.
Right, naturally.
And comic books.
And a robust collection of Creed.
Oh, all the Creed. Oh, see, I'm not ready. My thing's all locked up.
Boo.
All right. There we go. That's how he welcomes them to the cabin. Arms wide open.
Of course. Here's the thing. If they have a way you can submit someone's cabin or someone for the show, I would really like to submit Nickel.
Oh my God. We need to submit Nickel. We need to submit Ted Kaczynski's cabin in the woods.
That's kind of weird, but okay.
Why not? What was it? Was it Ruby Ridge where they had that awful shooting? They capped a kid in the face or whatever, and then it turned into a whole thing. That cabin.
Is there going to be a Crystal Lake episode? That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
You have an hour to escape Jason as well as make a 3-course meal.
I like the idea, though, of the chef cooking with Jason Voorhees and his mother. He's dicing onions with his machete.
The show just starts. Jason's in a cardigan, and he's got his legs crossed on the sitting on the couch. And welcome everybody. Of course, he's still wearing the mask. Of course,
still wearing the mask.
Yeah,
that would be amazing.
Oh shit, that would be great.
Well, I don't know what cabin she's in, but I'm with the Voorhees family.
That'd be so great because the person, you get somebody who has no clue who they are.
Yes. That would be awesome. Yeah. You walk in and it's Jason in plain clothes.
Yeah. Well, then they show.
That would be amazing.
They show Jason, or they go back to, how they always do the confessional camera, where it's the person just talking about it. Just be like, yeah, they were super nice, and he must really like hockey.
Yes. Hockey and bladed objects.
Yeah, he had a lot of machetes.
So many machetes.
Yeah. Which came in handy. Yeah, which came in handy, but
just Jason in an apron.
I know, right? That's where I was going to go next, because the cardigan was the first thing that popped into my head, almost like Mr. Rogers welcoming you in,
Exactly, he's got a nice sweater on.
Right, there's doilies on the furniture, yeah.
Guy walks in, he's like, whoa, you gotta take your shoes off.
Yeah, right.
I just vacuumed. Plainclothes Jason could be my new favorite thing.
Yeah. Can I get you a tea? Oh, shit. I have chamomile. Yes.
There's just a hat rack of a bunch of different hockey masks on it.
Oh my God, yeah. One fedora and a bunch of hockey masks.
Yeah. Like, I didn't know you wore fedoras. It's my buddy Fred.
Yeah. I don't know. It'd be really funny to see Jason in a fedora.
It would be.
Oh, man. Yeah, he's got like his everyday mask. He has his church mask. He's got
Church mask. Yeah. He's got a sexy nighttime one when he goes out to the club.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. I like this. I like this a lot, actually.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So what else are you watching? Anything else?
No, that was pretty much it. I mean, I know I bounced around a couple different shows, but...
Yeah. I was trying to think if... I mean, I finished up... I told you before I was watching regular show, the final season. So I finished that up, cried my head off. And, no, I'm kidding. But I like the show. And I watched the most current season they have in Hulu of Adventure Time. And I don't really remember watching much else this week. Yeah, I can't really think of anything that I've, aside from just, like South Park's back on, so I've been watching South Park, like that kind of stuff. But I haven't started any new series or anything like that, which it's probably about time because I don't think I have anything that I'm,
Can I recommend Compete to Eat?
I think you already did.
Okay.
We'll see.
It actually really sounds like an awful third world type show.
Oh my God, it does, yeah.
Yes.
Hosted by Jason. No.
It's like The Running Man, but they get to eat food when they're done.
Oh my God, yeah. They have tasks. If you win, you get to eat. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
So it's basically Survivor, because they kind of do that on Survivor. So it'll be like, the losers get to eat mud, and the winners get like a 3-course dinner.
It's a 3-course dinner of mud.
Yeah, 3 different types of mud. Yeah. Well, here's the cheese mud.
Like cheese mud?
Yeah, well, you have a cheese course,
No, fair enough. Cheese mud.
Cheese mud. I'm writing that. Cheese mud might be what I call this episode.
Well, we've got a nice aged Swiss mud. Like, wait, what? Did you say Swiss mud?
I did. Delicious.
Delicious indeed.
Oh man. All right. So yeah, I can't think of anything else I've watched. Nah, I can't think of anything. So, I had some interesting stuff happen to me this week.
Oh really?
Yeah, you know how I talked before?
Do tell.
How I talked before about how I was having a really shaky feeling and what have you.
Yeah.
Actually, I was talking with someone in my doctor's office yesterday, and they mentioned that I should read up on one of the medicines I'm on, not the newest one, but another one I'm on. And one of the side effects of it can be hypoglycemia, which is low blood sugar. Which, when you have that, you sweat, you can have headaches, you can be shaky, and I'm like, because I have noticed, again, I sweat like a crazy person, and I've been sweating more, so
right.
Unfortunately, it's not it'd be great if it was melting weight off of me, but.
Is it CNC Music Factory sweat?
Obviously.
Sweat till you bleed?
Duh. Is that good? Excuse me, and, so I was like, But they also mentioned that, taking it when you eat, right around the time you eat, is much better for you and, may help offset that. So I haven't been great about taking it when I eat. Sometimes it's whenever I get up, I take it, and before I go to bed, I take it,
Right.
And, so I gotta make sure I'm eating around those times to see if that helps. And if not, then I gotta go talk to my doctor because I'm not gonna deal with this the rest of my life or for a while, kind of a thing. It's nope.
Yeah, that sounds awfully shitty.
Yeah. So that happened. While I was at therapy this week, I talk about this on the Crazy Life too, but when I was at therapy this week, my therapist told me that starting in October, my insurance is lifting the limit on mental health visits.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't know if you remember last year I had to quit going to therapy at one point because I ran out. You only got 20. So apparently that's going to unlimited so I can... What's weird though now, and I said this on the other show too, was I kind of feel like I could stretch out my visits now. I don't think I need to go every other week like I've been going. In fact, when I scheduled some, we pushed them a little further back to where it's more 2.5 weeks,
right.
Kind of a deal. So, because I was going to ask her yesterday anyway because I was, I'm I got to be getting close. Going every 2 weeks and we're, 10 months or almost 10 months or we're through 9 months of the year, you know? So, whatever. But, excuse me. So yeah, that's great. Not just for me, but that's great for anybody who has that insurance that, cause then they'll be able to keep going to therapy and whatnot.
Right, for sure.
Yeah, she was really excited about it too because, it allows people to continue getting mental health visits and not just therapy, but that'll allow, like, all mental health counts toward that. So if you see your psychiatrist, that counts toward it as also. And you need to check in with your psychiatrist, especially like me right now where they're still kind of tweaking my medicines. I need to meet with them every so often to, try to get this
just
right.
kind of check in with them, right?
Exactly. Let him know how I'm feeling, blah, blah, blah. And then he can go, okay, well, we're going to, whatever. So yeah, that's cool. I was really happy to hear that. Again, not as much for me as much as for other people, but it's, I'll still benefit from it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I think that might be about it. I had written down to talk about, did you catch, that, they're testing in a small group on Twitter about moving the character limit from 140 to 280?
Yeah, I did see that.
I'm in the group.
Oh. Look at you.
I'm not using it. Because the reason I went to Twitter was so I didn't have to read just long, stupid posts like I do on Facebook.
Right.
The reason I went to Twitter was it was little nuggets of things. People would make a joke and you're done. And it put limitations on you when you're trying to come up with these things. And I hate the idea of going to 280 because there's just going to be, there's already formats that people do it for jokes that take up a lot of visual space because they keep, hitting return.
Right.
And they'll just keep, it'll be a ridiculously long one. Now they can do twice that. It's like, yeah, this is just going to annoy the shit out of me. Plus there's going to be people who go on their stupid rants about, whatever, politics or sports or just whatever the hell it is. And they're just going to be able to talk forever,
Yeah.
So I would really like to see it not happen. That's why I'm not using it, because if they look to see how many times it gets used, I don't want to add to it.
Fair enough. Is it like I guess I assume since it's probably if you just go over to 140, then it's, obviously they know you're using it.
Yeah.
Or do you have like a little 280 switch? They're like, chink, and
no,
like the lights dim and your phone powers up even more or something.
No, it was like you said originally. It's just, you can just keep going past 140. Cause I took a tweet of mine that I knew was 140 characters, pasted it, and then just to see if I could keep going, and I was able to for a long ways. So I was like, well, I must be in the group then.
Right.
But yeah, it's weird too, cause most of the people that I've seen commenting on it have not been favorable. Like, don't want it, really hate the idea. Cause again, a lot of us are, it's like, that's why we came to Twitter, was for those short, deals. It's like, that's why you can put a link into a thing. If you want to go have a longer talk or whatever, you can do that, or, just, you can go into a DM or whatever to do these things. So yeah, I'm not a fan.
You're not feeling it.
No, I'm very curious to see if it gets implemented or, how it turns out. So it's like, I know as a company, you constantly have to do something new because you got to try to do something to get more users so that, more money's made on ad revenue and blah, blah,
Right.
But it was like, it reminds me like eBay. When eBay first started, it was great. It was, well, not right away, but you know what I'm saying? The idea was great. The whole garage sale on the internet concept.
Yeah.
But over time, they've changed it so much and so much and so much that it got to where there's a lot of things to it now that it's like, why did you do that? Like, you ruined what it was because you're trying to make more money for the investors, basically. And I get it, but in the long run, you're like, meh, like they've been trying to make themselves like Amazon for the last like 5 or 6 years.
Really?
And it's like, yeah. And it's like, you're not going to touch Amazon,
Yeah. Let Amazon be Amazon.
Yeah. Be something different. That's what made you great. Was that you were something that wasn't on the internet. Now there's a bunch of apps that all basically, if you notice, a bunch of them have been popping up that do the same thing eBay used to do. Basically just let you list something and sell it. Now,
Hell, you can do that on Facebook.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what, it's like if eBay just were focusing more on that still, I think they would still be whatever. But anyway, yeah, I'm very curious to see how, like Twitter stock does with this and stuff too, because, like I said, when they first announced it, a lot of people on Twitter were like, boo, you know, like, yeah, it was.
Oh, never mind.
Oh,
the moment's back. There it is.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, anyway,
Boo.
we'll see. We'll see. I mean, if they implement it, you know, whatever. I can't
It is what
stop
it is. Yeah.
Like, they've done stuff in the past that was good. Like, they made it to where, like, your handle, like, if I replied to you, you know, before, your name would count towards the limit, which sucked. Especially if somebody's got a really long name, you know?
Right.
So now that doesn't count. Links don't count. You know, so
I like stuff like that.
Yeah, that's great because now it's like, okay, you know, those things shouldn't count, you know, and that's easy enough to move aside. I'm okay with that, but I don't like the idea of just doubling the space for no reason, really.
Right.
You know, like I can't imagine that they're being asked for that all the time. You know,
Probably not.
People-
I mean,
go ahead.
I was like you were saying, they're just trying to figure out what they can do to upgrade.
Yeah. You know, and
It's like, I mean, and I guess what's left? We'll double the character limit.
yeah, exactly, I guess. But again, it's like that was one of your that was one of your founding deals. Was that's what made Twitter attractive to a lot of people. Was like me, I wanted away from Facebook for two reasons. One, I was tired of all the stupid long-winded posts, and two, it was cluttered.
Yeah.
You know, it's why I left, like we talked before, I left MySpace because it was too damn cluttered and slow. Went to Facebook, which was cleaner. Facebook got cluttered.
You don't want to see my top 5 friends complete with glitter graphics and songs playing?
No, not unless you're sending me glittery roses every day. And so, yeah.
That was always my favorite. I was that guy that had my like top 5 songs, and it would take the page forever to load.
For sure, yeah.
So people like scrolling through my shit, and all of a sudden just start hearing like this metal starts playing out of nowhere.
Yeah. Well, and it was worse too because the internet was slower.
Oh yeah.
You know, so it took forever for these pages to load, and that's why when Facebook really kind of got going, and I was like, "Peace out, MySpace." And like I said, when Twitter came around, I jumped on it and was like, I really like this. And I'm sure you remember that, to where I was, for a while of the people we knew, I was like the only one on Twitter basically.
Yeah.
And I was like, everybody should join this. It's cool, you know, but, you know, like I said, it just fit what I was looking for. And I know that's why a lot of people went to Twitter is for that. So, you know, we'll see. So yeah, that's what I got for the week.
All right. Beauty.
You got anything else?
No. I guess we can move on to our internet stuff.
Oh yeah, actually, before we move to anything else, so I posted over on the face page, you know, we'll be recording soon. What should we talk about? And, our pal Philip asks, the perks of doing cocaine on a regular basis, good for you or good for you? I know this is going to be controversial, but I'm going to go with good for you.
Yeah, I'm going to go good. I mean, you know, think about it. Weight loss. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. If you're driving distances, it keeps you awake.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
It looks like fun dip.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm running out of ideas already.
It's a hell of a drug, I hear.
It's a hell of a drug.
Mm-hmm.
You can say cool stuff like cocaina.
That's true. You can, reenact Scarface because you have coke around all the time.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. So I can pretend you're at Studio 54. Was that what? Yeah, Studio 54. Yeah. Get like a mirror and a razor blade.
Yeah. You know, you can snort it off of hookers' asses, you know.
This is true.
You know,
yep.
Yeah. There's all sorts of things you can do with it. It really is like, you know, a
super
great,
versatile.
Yeah, it's like a great party favor, you know.
Yeah.
You just bring it in, everyone can do different things with it and have fun. Yeah.
You get to wear a necklace with a cool little spoon on it.
Yeah. Or you could go old school and have one of those little rings with some in it. You know, like
true.
They wore forever ago. Like
you could be that guy with the long ass pinky nail.
Oh yeah, ugh, so goddamn creepy.
Yeah, there's so many options.
Like, dude, use a key, seriously.
Right, the old key bump.
Yeah, the old key bump. Yeah. Yep. You know what would have been funny? It just kind of hit me. Would be like of the sound effects. How you have that? Well, good for you. One. Would have been funny with, you know, good for you or good for you?
God damn it, that would have been perfect. Yeah. So is it good for you or is it?
Oh, good for you.
Exactly.
Thank you, Christian Bale.
Yep. So there you go. Hopefully that helps you out, Philip. I mean, we can't recommend cocaine enough.
Yeah, exactly. Salty Language, sponsored by Cocaina.
Yeah. It's just us, just our faces covered in coke and our eyes are massive.
Exactly, giant eyeballs.
Dude, are you feeling this? My hair's moving, man.
You don't have hair. Whoa.
It ran away. Anyway. And our friend Valerie, she says buttholes.
Wow.
So, do you have anything about buttholes you'd like to talk about?
They're necessary for life.
Seems like it.
Seems like it.
Mm-hmm.
I do not recommend them after lots of beers. They usually do awful things to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's true.
I don't know. I don't have this. I don't have much on Butthole Cast.
You didn't have a chance to do your homework, you know?
No,
really,
I certainly did not.
Really dig deep in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my. Yeah, I think you covered it pretty much, though. I mean, those are important tips.
Deep in there.
Right. The other thing would be, watch out for people who've just done a bunch of coke, because they're going to be real buttholes, probably.
I would assume.
Yeah. Obviously, Philip excluded.
Well, definitely.
Because,
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So that's what we got from people on the face page.
All right. Are we doing Q to dubs?
Yeah, I think so. I don't have anything else.
Right,
Wait. We have a Dude Mountain update first.
Oh, shit, motherfucker. I don't have do you have the tab open? Because I do not.
Oh, son of a... No, I don't. I can have it open, though.
I was so not ready for Mountain this time around.
Mm-hmm. I noticed. Tony...
Man, I shit the bed this last week.
I think almost everybody did.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Betrayed by my butthole.
What a great book that would be.
That would be it. It's autobiography.
Yeah. Betrayed by my butthole, the Tony High story. I can't wait to see the movie.
It's just me very serious on a chair.
Yeah. This isn't going to be pretty, folks. Yeah. Oh my God, I can't find it. There it is.
Good old dude. I know I picked right yesterday because I was like, Packers, Bears. I don't care how many points you're giving the Packers. I know what the outcome of this is.
Yeah, you're totally right. All right, well, let's see what kind of numbers we had for the week here. Oh, that's right. Last night counts toward this coming week. So, oddly enough, almost all of us got that right. Shocking. Yeah, let's see. Oh, well, there were a couple people did all right. Henno's Dogs did all right, got 10 points, and Jeannie, your wife from Hobie, got 11 points. So, there was at least 2 in double digits this week.
Well, at least there's that.
Yeah, most of us were more like, 6, 7, somewhere in that range. I
think I got 5.
Yeah, it wasn't a pretty week. But yeah, down at the bottom, again, is Bend the Knee Cap. Josh is just down there for now. But he's not out of it, because Clint's, giving him a week or so to catch up, and it's only a point out.
You mean old no-pick Clint?
Yeah. Yep. Then in 11th place is Big Dev with 17. And then firing up the charts is me at number 10.
There you go.
Each week I'm moving one place, man.
Right, you're creeping up.
Look out. Yeah, I got 6 points this week. I have not been doing well. So I'm at 19. Then Holden D's Nuts is has 22. Randy of Mount Savage has 24. Hobie McHobeface, which is Jeffrey from Hobie, allegedly, has 24 points. Tom Glissons, which is Neil from Daft Pod, also has 24 points. Honeypot has 25. Fuzzy and Fatty has 25. Mr. Jackal has 26. And then tied at 27 are Dr. Philgood and Existence is Pain Jerry, which is you, I believe, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah.
Certainly is.
I mean, you guys are still in the 96.7 percentile.
Well, I mean,
still
have
pretty
you seen
good.
us? We're classy gentlemen.
Yeah, whereas I'm in like the 54.5 because hard pass. So
I assume it's all the cocaina and buttholes.
It might be.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm on the rise though.
Right?
Yep. Started at the bottom.
Draking it again, huh?
I'm off to a great start this week. I already got 1 point.
Bam. Bam.
Unfortunately, like I said, almost everybody got that one right because it was an easy call.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That'd be like, oh, it's Mike Tyson versus this toddler.
Got to go with the toddler because
Yeah,
better
for
pay
sure.
out.
Mike catch him in the knee, right?
Yeah. That would be hilarious. Or like on,
Exactly.
there's an episode of Family Guy where, I forgot who it is fighting like, Carol Channing or something like that. And, they bet on the other person and Carol Channing just, crushes the guy.
Well, it's like I watched a
Was that
GIF
Family
the other
Guy?
day.
It might not have been Family Guy. It might have been The Simpsons. I don't remember. They're all fucking blurred together for me now.
That's fair. Simpsons did it.
Uh-huh.
I watched this GIF the other day, and it was an old. This guy was probably 60s or 70s. This old grizzled man,
Yeah.
and a young dude in a boxing ring.
Mm.
And as soon as the old guy went into boxing mode, you're like, oh shit, this guy used to do this professionally.
Oh, nice. Wrecked
And
him.
he just cleaned up the young kid.
Wow. Wrecked him with
Yeah,
some
it was
old man
it
strength.
was impressive. Like you could tell the young kid was like, oh, this is not going to be good for this guy.
Right.
And then it was, technique overcame youth for sure.
Right. Well, plus old man strength,
Well, that too.
Oh
man, as soon as he got in that fighting stance, I was like, oh shit, son, I don't care you're wearing a weird striped shirt and like pale, blue jeans.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to fuck this kid up.
yeah, right. Like, oh shit, he actually knows
Sure
how to
did.
throw a punch. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's do Q of the W now. Last week, we asked, what classic video game has not been surpassed?
Boom. On the old face page, Brian,
Mm-hmm.
our pal Philip, and this one I tend to agree with.
I hope this is about cocaine.
He says cocaina. He says Road Rash on the Nintendo 64.
Oh, shit, son. 64? Road Rash?
I don't remember it ever being on the 64, to
It
be
was on the
honest.
Genesis. I thought it was exclusive to Genesis.
But,
Anyway.
I don't know.
Yeah, moving on. I'm not going to...
But Road Rash in general was amazing.
Good game, yeah. Also, honorable mention to Skitchin.
Yes, nice.
Mm.
Our pal Big Dev, he says, it's a toss-up between Pac-Man and Tetris. I love both, and the originals are still better than any updates they put out.
Absolutely right. I totally agree. Pac-Man's had some games that were fun, but Pac-Man was... I think Miss Pac-Man was better. But, whatever, that's fine. Tetris, 100% agree with him.
Yeah, every time they're like, oh, we got Tetris Blast out. You're like, this is garbage.
It is. Yep. I absolutely will still play Tetris.
Where's my weird Russian buildings and your goofy fucking music?
Oh, that music. Yeah. It's funny. We were just talking about Tetris actually last night on The Crazy Life, and that was one of the points that Jen brought up was that awful music in the game.
Yep.
Do you remember the first time you got to level 9 in that game, which is the final, level? Do you remember the first time you got it and you were like, oh shit, this stuff's moving fast? And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Game Boy you felt like the Game Boy could barely keep up.
yeah, exactly. So, and when I beat it the first time, I was like, I'm the greatest. And I was like, I'm only playing it on easy. But eventually I beat it on all the difficulties. So,
Did you do the old Rocky speech from Rocky 4?
obviously.
Yeah. And everyone cheers. Ah!
Oh my God, I thought
He goes and
Stallone
bangs
was
some
on the
Russian chick.
podcast.
Right?
Yeah.
Holy shit, Stallone, was that you? Matthew McDonough from Daddy Waffle himself says, I'm all about that N64 Diddy Kong Racing.
That was an alright game.
I don't know if I ever played Diddy Kong Racing.
Oh, really? Okay. It was
Yeah.
alright. I played it because, working at the video store, we got everything for free. So,
Right?
I took it home and tried it. It was fine.
Now, do you
not-
think in the Kong family, because I know once Donkey Kong Country came out,
Mm-hmm.
they had a whole family tree of Kongs,
Right.
and they got Diddy Kong, right? Do
Yeah.
you think there's Uncle Diddle Kong?
I hope not, but maybe. I mean, Uncle Diddle.
Just that weird gorilla that everyone's like, stay away from that guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just saying.
The idea of it is cracking me up, but I'm also having I'm thinking of the Chip Chipperson podcast when he starts doing
Uncle Paul moment.
Yeah. Fucking A.
Sure. Jeff from Hobie says, I know my brother would say Super Tecmo Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
But Jeff, what would you say?
Super Tecmo Bowl, like, I think I brought it up last week, actually, because I was like, I don't remember if they've ever made another one, but it would never touch that first one.
Right.
There's been plenty of better football games, like Madden any year is better than Super Tecmo Bowl, but,
that's fair.
And even, do you remember before Madden, they had, on like the Genesis and stuff, they had a college football one that I think it had Joe Montana on the cover or something like that. Maybe it was
I
a
do
pro
remember
one.
Joe Montana football.
Okay, that's what I was thinking of.
Because
Sorry.
Rathman.
Yeah. Oh, actually, you know what? The one I'm thinking of was actually just a college football game that was at the time was a really good game. Looking back now, I'm sure it's hot trash, but you know,
the hottest of garbage.
I remember I used to rent it and play it because I could run back kicks a lot.
That's always fun.
Yeah. So whatever.
Joe Keating, he says Paperboy. That's a good one.
It's a good one.
Paperboy's pretty strong.
They made a Paperboy 2, didn't they?
Yeah, it was not that great.
It was not good. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. How funny was it when the Grim Reaper's coming at you? Just hit him in the face with paper. And he's like, "Oh fuck! All right, I guess I'll kill you later."
Yeah. It so reminds you of like the way Bill and Ted approach death in
exactly.
Like when they challenge him to like board games or whatever it was. Oh shit.
Our friend Valerie, she says Super Mario Brothers.
That's hard to argue.
A staple.
You could argue probably that there's better Mario games over time because, some of those were like, I enjoyed Super Mario 2 a lot. Mario 3 was really good, so.
Yeah, Super Mario World still, turns me on.
Yep. Yeah. And, even the one on, what was the one on 64? Super Mario something.
Super Mario 64.
Yeah, that might have been it. So maybe, you might be able to make some arguments there, but I ain't going to hate on it.
My thing with Mario games is like whenever a new system comes on, they're like fucking Mario game. It's usually like, this is a great game.
It is. Yeah. Like even on the Wii, like Paper Mario was a lot of fun. So yeah. Actually, it was really good. Go
ahead. Matt Salzman, he says Pong.
All right.
There we go.
Matt, you should try you should try some other games, buddy.
yeah. You need to step up your gaming here.
Yeah.
It's one I'm thinking about now. And I'm not going to say it's been surpassed. It's been surpassed because there's been other games similar to this that are better.
Okay.
But how fucking great was Combat on Atari?
Oh, it was great. Yeah. At least at the time it was great. Again, if
like
we went and played it now, we'd be like, this is terrible.
I have a game that's kind of similar to Combat on my phone that you could play. I play with my kids occasionally.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of them that are like tank based because it's like gives you a random game that you just play against somebody.
Oh, right. Yeah, that makes sense.
And whenever the tank game comes up, it's like, that's all I can think about is it's like, Combat.
Yeah.
And it just brings up good memories, rubber walls and all that,
I forgot about that kind of stuff in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Good times. But yeah, that's all I got on the face page aspect.
All right. Over on Twitter, our pal Diggity, says it's a toss up between Zelda, A Link to the Past, or Ocarina of Time. And that's a tough call. Those are both really good games.
They're both very strong games.
But again, most of the Zelda games are, like I was saying last time, it was like, it's hard to pick kind of from Final Fantasy because each one seemed to get better for a while. And, I haven't played any since 9 or 10, but,
the last Final Fantasy I played was X2.
Oh, is that the one with the dancing and weird shit?
When it was like, dancing, you're like, I need some sick ass armor. They're like, we got this cool skirt, it gives me +3. And you're like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah. I remember watching you.
What is this, Fantasy Attack Paper Dolls? Go fuck yourself.
By the way, Fantasy Attack Paper Dolls will be coming out next year from Tony Co.
Yeah, probably.
It'll be our first video game launch.
Perfect.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that one didn't impress me. But anyway, but still, those are great picks with Zelda because, it's pretty good. Neither of us said like Super Dodgeball or River City Ransom.
The thought crossed my mind for River City Ransom, not for Super Dodgeball.
Super Dodgeball was awesome.
Super Dodgeball is awesome.
Although I will
I'll
say,
still play it.
there was one on the DS that I had that was really good, but it was tough to find. Like, you couldn't find it in the store. Or maybe it wasn't DS, maybe it was, I can't remember, whatever the one was before it. I don't remember. But it was a really good game. But like I said, it was a little tough to find. I actually think I had to pay, I think I paid like $40 for it, actually.
Really?
So that I could have it. So, yeah. But it was exactly, or almost exactly like the one from our youth.
Nice.
So, yeah. All right.
Bringing up them memories.
Let me roll through the notifications, make sure I didn't miss any others, because that's the only one on the Twitters that I saw. Although I do have to mention as I'm scrolling through the Twitters, shout out to that picture of Steve Guttenberg with the mullet and the hanging cross earring that was put on.
How excellent was that?
That was fantastic. People should really go.
I just Googled sad Gutenberg, but that came up.
Right. That's awesome.
There was one of him in a black bodysuit that I almost posted just because you could clearly see his dick. I thought it'd be funny to post that, to send that to Dev. But I was like, nah, I don't want to post Steve Gutenberg's dick.
Well, you kind of did.
The thought crossed my mind.
Yeah.
And then I saw that one where he looks like Dog the Bounty Hunter. Right. I was like, oh, fuck yeah.
So instead, you just, made it your wallpaper on your phone or what?
Duh.
Okay, makes sense to me. I don't see any more on Twitter. I do have a couple that were emailed in, though. So let's see what we got here. From Fluffy Bunny Ash. She says, the Q of the W answer, I got 2 answers. So clearly Hobieing. One that is arguably the ultimate answer, Tetris. Still the greatest puzzle game ever. They still make it in its original form and it's still great. It doesn't need fancy graphics. Anyone could instantly figure out how to play and it literally never ends. It's pretty much a perfect game. And again, I absolutely, when she said that to me, I was like, oh, that's a good answer. I don't know how I didn't think of it, you know? Cause honestly, another one for me would be Dr. Mario. Kind of fits the same thing. It's not as great of a game, but there's no better Dr. Mario. Well, there actually is one spot. There was a thing on the DS called Brain Age where, it was supposed to help you do, puzzles and stuff to sharpen your mind. And once you got to a certain level of doing these other things, a game unlocked. I forgot what it's called, but it's Dr. Mario, but you could also use the stylus to drag, like when things blew up, how you'd have fragments that drop down? You could move them wherever you wanted to with the stylus.
That's fun.
Which made it much harder because at a certain level, it wouldn't just be 1, it would be 2 or 3. And, you have to move them where you want them because otherwise they could kind of screw you,
Right.
So that one, it was Dr. Mario with an extra level or an extra layer to it. So
that's a game that Jeannie loves, Dr. Mario.
Yeah. That's why when I first saw it on that Brain Age game, I was like, oh, what's this? And I started playing. I'm like, this is Dr. Mario. And then I was like, oh, wait, I can move this stuff too. I was like, this is better than Dr. Mario.
Yeah, for sure.
At least in my opinion. So, she says, in 2, this is more of a personal favorite answer. A 1986 computer game called Starflight. Said it was pretty much Star Trek, a huge universe full of hundreds of unique solar systems, dozens of alien species that all had unique behaviors and traits. You could try to be diplomatic with them or just full hostile, weapons blazing, ending up ruining any chance at peace with them and getting pursued while in their space. The main goal was to find...
That's my porn move.
Pursplude. The main goal was to find Earth-like planets for colonization. Try to orbit too big a planet and you'd get crushed by the gravity. And you could land on the planets and mine for resources so you could stay out exploring longer without having to go back to Starbase. Nothing similar I've played has come close to that game's experience. I've never played that, but I can't attack that. I mean, because from that point...
It sounds cool.
I can't think of another game that probably did that kind of thing until, now. With some of this, with, Deep, what's the name of it? Is it Deep Space? And some of the other games that have come out where, you're flying around, you can do similar stuff like that,
Right.
Because that's pretty deep,
Man, that's an 86, though, too. That's impressive.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, is that for that age, that was hell advanced.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah. I couldn't fault either of her answers there. And, normally I would have been like, hobbying, boo, but I was like, she came in with, a good 1-2 combination that I can't fault. So.
True.
We'll allow it. And, what do we got here? Oh, from our pal Cheeto Bandito. Oh my God. Speaking of hobbying.
Oh, jeez.
He says, what classic video game has not been surpassed? Wow, gonna have to hobby this one.
He even made the proper reference. Excellent work, Cheeto.
Yep, I agree. Number one, I don't know if these are ranked or whatever, but there's just 5. So, Impossible Mission, Atari 7800. It was a side-scrolling action adventure puzzle solving with no save option. Oh my.
That sounds brutal.
Oh my God, that'd be so frustrating. Because, I remember when in most games when you couldn't just save it whenever, you had to wait till you got to the, save points and stuff. Let's see. Number 2 is Strider. I remember that game. Sega Genesis, side-scroll scaling rotation, the likes of which had not been seen on a console at the time. You still there?
Let's see.
There we go.
Skype has reinitiated.
Yeah. All right. Did you hear that one or no?
I heard. No, I didn't.
Okay. It was Strider.
Oh my! I used to play the fuck out of Strider.
Right? Yeah, I remember that one too. I'll read his thing again so you could hear it. Sega Genesis side-scroll scaling rotation, the likes of which had not been seen on a console at the time, which is true. That was a pretty cool game at the time. Again, I don't know if it would be now, but it was then, Revenge of Shinobi, Sega Genesis. In parentheses, he put, "You're a ninja getting revenge." Enough said. Can't fault that one.
Can't argue.
Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation. Said, first RPG I ever got into. Boy, did you pick a good one to start on.
Yeah, really.
Shit. My first one was
Dragon Warrior, maybe?
Yeah, because I don't want to count Zelda as one. It was either Final Fantasy, the first one, or Dragon Warrior. It was one of those two. But yeah, I was on them from, kind of minute one. I don't play them much anymore, but for a while, like anything that said Final Fantasy on it, I'd play. Anything that said Zelda, I'd play. Dragon Warrior, I probably would still play.
Right.
And then his last one is Mario Kart 64. He said other versions exist, but this is the version to play when friends are over. You know what? Here's one main reason why he's right. Because you can play 4 players.
Yeah, 4-player battle mode was always the best.
Yep, it was the first time you could play 4 players. And that's why I'll give you that it was better than the Super Nintendo one because of that. Gameplay-wise, I don't necessarily think it was better. I think the original was better, but the ability to play with 4 people was way cool,
That was that was in standard rotation in the holiday seasons when my cousins would come into town.
Sure, yeah.
Would be Mario or GoldenEye.
Yep.
Those are the games we would beat each other up in.
Yep. And we used to play a lot of those too, and then Perfect Dark came out, and we were like, forget GoldenEye, Perfect Dark's where it's at.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a good list, Cheeto. Some strong contenders on there.
Definitely.
All right, that's what I got.
Excellent work, Brian. So, I just shoulder checked the mic.
Yeah, that was something.
It was something.
Yep.
So, we decided, I went, Brian, do you have a Q to W? Because I don't. And Brian went, no. Yep. So we went to Reddit.
Actually, what I said was go fuck yourself, but.
Basically. I heard it as no.
Yeah.
But, so I went scrolling through Ask Reddit, and I got deep into the bowels.
Yeah, you did.
And I found a post by Booty_Optics.
That's a good name.
That's a good name. Mm-hmm. He asked, what movie would be greatly improved with a wild orgy scene?
Oh man, this is a great question.
Yeah.
Any, really. Except like Caligula. because it's already got all
Yeah, I
of
was
those.
like, do we need more?
Yes. It's still got one of my favorite scenes ever in a movie, which is the Thresher going across.
Yeah, it was like the head lawnmower.
Oh, it was so good. Wow, that's oh shit. I don't
right?
An orgy scene, huh?
Wild orgy scene.
Ah, man, I don't know. I was trying to think of something like PG-13 that would really push it over the top, you know?
Right?
By over the top, I wasn't meaning the Stallone movie.
You might have to have a wild orgy scene there.
Right. I mean, you know, the ones that jump into your head that you could easily go with would be like, you know, Predator or no. Wait, whoa, what are you doing? Oh shit. Ah, man, I don't know. Do you have one? I gotta think about this for a bit.
It is a tough one because you want to have like, I'm almost trying to think of like what scene that needs to be interrupted by a wild orgy.
Well, that's the thing is that you could kind of approach this in multiple ways. One, you could go with this would actually legitimately make this movie, I think, better, or you can go, this would be so absurd in this movie if it had just a wild orgy scene all of a sudden, you know?
Right.
So that's kind of where I was trying to decide where I want to go, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of a tough one.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
Part of me wants to go with like, I mean, you know, who doesn't want to see all the Amazonians orgying it up on Themyscira and Wonder Woman?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's a easy call, I guess, you know.
Some sort of like, you know, lesbian battle orgy seems to be a pretty good idea.
Yeah, I can see that.
Just for the sexy factor.
Well, yeah, obviously.
I mean, if you want hilarity, it's Over the Top or Friday.
Friday. Yeah, so that was what I was trying to think of originally. Was like, what would be the most absurd movie to put, you know, a wild orgy scene into? And, you know, like, I'm going to put one on Airplane.
Like when the plane's going down, everybody just starts fucking.
Yeah. And it's funny because you could take the movie that Airplane spoofed, which was still called, Airplane something, I think, or whatever.
Yeah, if it goes like Airport 76 or something goofy like that.
You could take that movie and it would be just as hilarious in there because, you know, they're still like, oh god, everybody's got this horrible, like, food poisoning.
Yeah.
and orgy.
Now they're fucking.
Yeah, or the orgy caused all that because, you know, just spreading things around, you know.
Well, fair enough.
Take your pick. That's my answer. I'm going to go with Airplane just because I think it'd be funny as hell.
I'm down.
Now, here's the thing. It could either happen on the airplane or it could happen back at the control area. You know, because they have all those people in that area.
I like the idea of it in the Mission Control, like it's Apollo 13.
Right.
That'd be a good one, too.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Houston, we have a problem. We're all boning.
Going we have a problem. We didn't bring enough lube. You're going in hot. You're going to burn up on entry. See what I did there. Anyway.
I like it. Mm. But, yeah, I like the idea of mission, I said it again. The control tower. Just because it's like, you know, I need the gear stuck or whatever the problem was, and then they're just like,
right.
What?
I was thinking too that, you know, it gives Lloyd Bridges a great opportunity to, okay, wow, Tony just got cut off here. So, I'll be right back.
Alright.
Okay, we're back.
Yeah, so we were talking, right, Brian?
Yeah.
About Airplane and orgies and fucking in the tower.
Right.
And all of a sudden, I got this window just popped up, and my computer just was like, restarting now, and I went, whoa. And then it just disconnected, and now it's 17% complete.
That's pretty awesome, except
so
awesome.
I guess I'm finishing the podcast on my phone.
That's fair. Well, I was just, the thought I was saying was that I thought the control tower would be really funny for the orgy scene, because Lloyd Bridges would get an opportunity to say, I picked a bad day to quit blank. You know, whether it's, you know.
Pick the wrong day to quit sucking dick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Yeah. So I just for that line alone, it would be funny to me. But you know, So, shit. All right. So, we've both answered it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And wait, hold on. Let me unplug this. So yeah, we want to know what your movie orgy scene would be.
Show me what you got.
Hoping it came across okay.
Yeah, low tech. Wow. All right. Well, that's it, right? Nothing else?
Nothing else.
All right. Well, let's close this sumbitch up then.
Goddamn technical difficulties.
Well, at least it was at the end. You know?
That's true.
At least it wasn't like smack dab in the middle or something. At least it's towards the end.
Like, I looked at my watch. It was like 11:27. Why is it restarting 11:27? Like, the window popped up, and I said, no, I'm not restarting.
Right.
Apparently my computer was like, no, fuck you, we're doing this. Goddamn Skynet.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened, so, you know.
Unbelievable.
Hilarious. All right. Well, as normal, we'll be like, hey, you know, hit up saltylanguage.com. All the links are there. Show notes will be there, and, you know, past episodes are there. The enthusiasts we've done are there. If you want to help us out, there's a link on there to our Patreon. You know, and there's reward things for helping us out that way. If you'd like to do that, or go to patreon.com/saltylanguage. Either way.
Definitely.
Or if you're going to be using Amazon for shopping, please go to our website first, click on the banner, and then it takes you right to Amazon. It doesn't cost you anything extra. And they help us out a little bit.
A little bit.
Also, another way you could help us is if you're using iTunes, please rate, review, and subscribe. If you're using Stitcher or another podcast app, please use like and share buttons if they have them. That way it, you know, just helps us out in the search and what have you.
Makes us more visible for all the other podcast listeners out there.
Exactly.
They can spread the salty gospel.
I thought you were going to say seed, but okay.
That's what we determined last week, Ryan. We gift people for seed.
You're right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Yes.
Shit, I forgot where I was going next. Yeah, I don't know. Or, you know, if you want to help us out, you could retweet or, you know, share on Facebook our post. So maybe someone else will see and be like, ooh, that sounds like a good time, and give us a try.
That seems incredible.
Exactly. Yeah, you can, also on the website, you can see the networks we're part of, such as the Tangent Bound Network, Geek Life Radio,
and of course,
Entertainment.
The low tech.
I know, right? I feel like this is our first episode.
I know, right? I'm sitting here holding my phone next to my Kindle. This is ridiculous.
Yes.
I have like the proper cables to like plug into my phone around here somewhere, but you know, I was so in a panic when my computer restarted.
Right. So yeah, check out those networks. You know, there's plenty of podcasts on there that you may enjoy. And I guess the best way to get a hold of us is on Twitter at salty_language. You can find all my hilarious things at Stunami.
You can find me at Monotony. It's actually an active account lately.
For like a week, then he'll be done for like a year.
That's how I go.
Yeah, he's like a kid with a new toy, you know?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, that's accurate.
Yeah.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to stop doing Twitter.
Nice. You can also find us on, you can find us on Facebook. We're on Snapchat. I'm at Ninjitsu.
I'm salty_language. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're on Tumblr. We're everywhere.
Kind of. Yeah. We're not on Pinterest.
No.
Fuck Pinterest. No.
Yeah, we're not on Pinterest, but I mean, we are on StumbleUpon.
Yeah, that's true. And, you know, such. So, yeah, again, all the links are on the website.
Post a show to Pinterest.
Yeah, I mean, go for it. You're the one that uses it, so.
Be like, you want some kick-ass recipes and dick jokes?
Wow, you just pitched our cooking show.
Yes.
Oh, shit. All right. So, yeah, we've given you all the ways to contact us pretty much. Or, again, they're on the site if you need them. So, I guess until next week, have beer, you'll be fine.
I'm going to have a malt liquor, you'll be fine, my friend.
I can understand that. That makes sense.
But definitely stay salty.
Yeah, definitely stay salty. And enjoy your cheese mud. I got nothing.
Stupid cheese mud. You know what's even worse is cheese fondue mud.
Yeah, you're right. Dipping things
Mud
in
dew? No.
Terrible.
That's terrible.
Mud dew. That's awful. All right, we're done.